you check LSF? Oh no, Dr. Lupo. He's having his pirate software moment. Oh no, he got there eventually.
What do I still need? If I check, I can't check him with that. I really do respect that you owned up to it. Can you comment on whether it was an engine or not? So when I posted on Twitter about it, at that point I come clean, and whether you believe that or not, that's fine. Ultimately, the moves I'm assuming then came from a cheat engine, because if they were 26 perfect, yeah, they obviously had to be sourced from that. I really do respect that you owned up to it. Can you comment? It sucks that I fucked up, and I deserve 100%. I deserve 100% of what people are saying. Using an engine to fix my own fragility is fucking pathetic.
Wait,
fragility
what?
is fucking pathetic. My own fragility is fucking pathetic.
Oh, fragility. I thought he said fertility.
Yeah.
Oh, rip.
A geek, a dork, right? Making fun of his eyes, making fun of his weight, or if he's overweight, calling him fat. You're gonna say, that's fucked up. That's bullying. Those people should be fucking taken care of, or they should be whatever. But if you see, let's say, a woman streamer, and she gets told every day live stream that, oh, nice tits, or hey, why don't you get back to the kitchen, or hey, how much for you to suck my dick, or whatever like that, and she complains about it, you're going to say, well, that's what you got yourself into. You wanted to be the streamer? You wanted to be famous? That comes with the territory. You see what I mean? Changes the game when you're on top. Same fucking thing. Same thing. If this was just some girl in high school, Jesus, babe, right? Those guys are monsters. They're sexually harassing her. They're predators. They need to be prosecuted. Whatever. It comes with the territory.
Metaphor U.S. tariffs. I don't get it. I have legendary quality, finally. So is the real meme to recycle all your shit in little modules like this? Or I can go to my space platform and I guess use a crusher and try to, if you get like a legendary chunk, is every single product that comes from it then legendary? Is that how that works? Like if I have a legendary carbonic asteroid chunk? Yes? Okay, so that's probably the meme then, huh? Base.
And we're making our country great.
National Day of Prayer. Some music. Oh, I got it.
Well, good morning. This is a beautiful day. We could not have asked for a more beautiful day than this. And maybe that means something. That brings us a little luck.
Oh, hi, what's up?
Hey, I saw you're about to start the Trump National Day of Prayer, which is a banger. So I didn't want to interrupt in the middle of it. I was going to try to talk to you before or after, so I was just going to shoot in now.
Oh, yeah, what's
you
up?
got a minute? Cool. Oh, first, how does my audio sound? I have a new claw arm holding my microphone.
Yeah, it's better.
And it is right next to my face. Good. Good to hear. Okay. So, as of this moment, last time I came in, I talked about the North Carolina Supreme Court stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like that has not been resolved at this time. Everybody in chat, go to the link that I just put in there sign up for the political action and potentially help save our country. Thank you. Okay. Sorry. So, have you been hearing about these U.S. citizens that are getting deported?
I think I heard about one, like the 2-year-old or whatever,
Okay.
but
Yeah. So there's right now the ones that I've looked at, I've seen 3 different ones. So there was a 2-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 4-year-old. It's there. I think the way that people are going to the people that are going to support this are going to try to get around it is say, well, their mothers were being deported, and so the children were being deported alongside their mothers. And so it's a little more complicated than that. So what's happening is these women were doing regular check-ins with ICE, which is pretty standard for a variety of different people that are in the country for various reasons. And as far as I can understand, both of them have done a really good job of doing their check-ins and having no issues. There's no real crime or violation that would constitute a deportation, but they showed up to their scheduled check-ins and they were arrested and they had their children with them. And so they were detained with their children and then quickly thereafter deported.
okay.
So let's see. So one mother, she had 2 children, a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old. This one got a little bit more press because the 4-year-old has late-stage cancer, and at no time during detainment was given their medication, nor were they deported in such a way so that care could be assured upon arrival. Those 7-year-old and 4-year-old were both American citizens. There was the lawyers representing those children claimed that there was no point at which any counsel was involved. They never had a chance. The mother never had a chance to speak with anybody about them potentially staying in America.
Okay.
So in a situation like this, normally what happens is they would say, okay, ma'am, you're going to be deported. Do you want to take your kids with you, or would you like to make arrangements to keep them here in America since they're citizens? And she can make the decision of having them stay with family members, parents, or even having them stay with CPS, which is an option. Obviously, it's a really hard decision. They usually give these people a lot of time to make that decision and talk to the right people.
Yeah, my guess on this, not that I don't know, maybe it's different for immigration stuff, but a lot of this sounds unfortunately like it's kind of like an informal-ish thing. Like if you get pulled over and the cop has to impound your car or arrest you for whatever reason, like if your kid with you, in my personal experience, usually the cops will be pretty understanding or will work with you or will, to make sure that your kid gets somewhere safe or anything like that. And you don't have to just dump your kid at the side of the road or, yeah. I'm curious for the immigration stuff, how, I guess, codified those processes are for the child handoffs or whatever, yeah.
Right. So remember though, we're not discussing the rights of the immigrants. We're discussing the rights of the children, right? And so these children have rights that need to be respected as far as where they're going. And while the mother does have the right to make a decision.
Yeah, because I was going to say the child might have, the child is going to have some rights a little bit, but I imagine the parents are going to be superseding for that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're not saying that the children should be able to choose. It's saying that whether or not the parents can make an informed decision or that there's time to even make a decision about it.
Yeah.
Because right now, what it looks like is, so in this first case with the 2 children, the mother said that had she been given the choice, she would have left her child in America, either with a guardian, family member, or CPS because of the medical stuff. So then the second one is with this 2-year-old child, and this one is actually a little more, even more clear-cut kind of around the parental rights, because the child's father has not been able to contact the mother and child throughout the whole process until a very late stage when ICE said, oh, she told us that she wants to take the child with her, and here's her handwritten note saying that she did. And that has actually been taken in front of a federal judge, and a federal judge says, hey, this looks like
I'm so sorry. She said the American citizen parent wanted to take the American citizen child with them. Is that?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Gotcha.
And that father, but he hasn't been able to get into contact with them despite trying, various ways.
Okay.
And right, and so he's been petitioning to try to get his child, but ICE has been blocking it in a lot of different ways. And there was one point in which he was able to talk to the mother, and she was basically crying into the phone, sounded very distressed, and the child was crying in the background. So it's painting a picture of these women are being put under severe duress. not really being given the ability to make a decision, right? And then U.S. citizens are then being deported out of the country without a clear due process around it. And there's also the classic that we've been seeing so far of these women's abilities to even challenge their own deportations is in question, and whether or not they're able to secure counsel and challenge their deportation. That is its own issue, but obviously the focus is going to be more on the U.S. citizens. So just
real quick, somebody in YouTube chat said a judge scheduled a hearing to see what was going on, and Trump deported the person before the hearing. Is that true, or is that about one of these current cases?
That's my understanding with the 2-year-old, essentially, is that the judge said, I want to look at this because attorneys on behalf of the child had filed for the hearing. And the judge says, okay, let's do this. And then the child got deported. And that's where the judge is saying, it looks like you guys just deported a U.S. citizen without due process. And to be clear, it's illegal to detain, threaten, or deport. It's to detain a U.S. citizen with the intent to deport, to threaten them with deportation, and obviously to deport them. And so at every stage here, we're kind of seeing just a flagrant violation by ICE, which is, seems to be par for the course with them. But now we are in the territory where we are pushing that boundary, right? We're saying we don't need due process for these people. Now here's a technicality in which we can get U.S. citizens out. How much further are they going to be pushing that technicality?
Yeah. What do you think?
Go ahead.
Never mind. I don't know what I was going to ask. I just wanted to talk.
That's okay. No, it's fine. So this is
no, I'm sorry. I remember what I was going to say. My bad. I just remembered.
Go ahead.
Do you remember the contempt thing? Where are we at on that? Are we waiting for the government to make an argument, or what's going on with that?
Yeah, that I have not been able to keep super close on that, but I don't believe there's any major developments there. As far as so they have to show, right? They have to show up and say, hey, while you might think there's probable cause, this is why it was okay. I haven't seen any big reports on that one so far. This one caught my attention just because of some stuff that came up I'm about to talk about with the House Judiciary Committee. Though, in relation to that case, it looks like the case that then spawned out of that in Texas for habeas was recently granted class action status. So that means that anybody held in Texas under the AEA can take part in this class action. We were talking about it a little bit in chat, and I need to read that decision, but it's a really good thing that happened, mainly because, in my opinion, because it cuts to the core of kind of the bullshit argument that we've seen J.D. Vance and a lot of other members of the Trump administration make of there's just so many cases. We can't actually due process all of these, right? And in this instance, when you're talking about a class action, it's like, well, there's only one case. It's got all these people in it, right? And we're doing this one case. So it obviously these people are just, giving pretextual reasons. But it's good to see that happened, and that, it's kind of forcing the issue here in that larger lawsuit. And then at the same time, there was another lawsuit recently in which an opinion came out invalidating the AEA proclamation. I was talking about it with some of the Piscord. We were going over it, and it was the judge found that while the issue is that whether or not it's a political question, right? Because courts can't answer political questions.
They can, but go ahead.
Well, I know what
they
you're saying.
can and they do.
In this case, they're saying
they don't when they don't want to.
But in this case, what they're saying is like the political question at hand that they're not going to answer is whether or not TDA and the Maduro regime are separate or the same thing. They're saying that's a political question we're not going to answer, and they're not even going to answer the political question of whether or not TDA is harming the United States, right? They're saying that's just stuff that he can say, and we're not going to evaluate it at this time.
Okay.
However, we are going to evaluate whether or not there's a invasion or a predatory incursion going on, because obviously a war is not going on. And they said that that's not a political question. They went through the evaluation, very similar to, I believe it was the D.C. Circuit Court's evaluation in that Boasberg case. And they said, yeah, no, there's one not going on. And so for that basis, they basically enjoined the government from being able to deport people under the AEA. That was going to be an interesting one to see because it actually forces the question of, is that proclamation legal?
Yeah, I was going to say, if they fight back on that, then that means every deportation under the AEA would have been illegal, right?
Right. It would have, essentially. And so what that means retrospectively is a very tough question. But what it does mean, though, is that as far as these habeas petitions, right? So that class action case, if we say the AEA definitively was not properly invoked and these people are being held incorrectly, then those habeas petitions are going to be able to succeed as a matter of law, so long as the people are only being held for AEA reasons.
Gotcha.
Interestingly, also that order actually kind of has a little bit of some, not both sidesism, but there were some surprising statements made in it that I was surprised that the court kind of gave up. Just a small thing was like they said that the AEA, the language might suggest that the government needs to give people time to voluntarily deport, which we see this government trying to do a lot. But actually, if you read the context of the statute and an accompanying statute, they actually don't have to give people time to self-deport. They can just go grab people if they're identified as dangerous to the country.
Sure. Which is fair, I think. It's just being abused by the Trump admin, yeah.
Yeah, and there's, qualifiers, whatever. But yeah, that's kind of that area. People are watching kind of just to see how that stuff develops. I'm hopeful to hear something about the contempt stuff, but I wouldn't be surprised if it is either just buried in a bunch of other news or entirely forgotten. I wouldn't be surprised if the Trump administration just doesn't even respond and doesn't care about that anymore, considering how many lawsuits and other legal matters they're dealing with right now. The reason I started talking about those children being deported is because of something that happened last night in the House Judiciary Committee, in which the Republicans forced through a section of the big, beautiful bill. Have you heard about this bill?
Nope.
It's going to be the biggest and most beautiful bill.
What is it, a budget or something?
It's going to solve all the problems. Yeah, it's just the budget, but he keeps calling it that and saying that's going to solve all the problems, and it's weird. Anyways,
it's the big, beautiful bill, the budget. Budgets have to be supermajority in the Senate, or is it just, it's not simple majorities, right? Isn't it continuing resolutions or whatever? Those can be simple majorities, but you need a...
I had always thought that the whole point of the budget was that you could get it through on... I thought you could get it through on a simple majority. Wasn't that the whole point?
Never mind. All budgets are simple majorities. What am I thinking of? Why is it that sometimes people do an amended thing, or why do people do one thing? What am I thinking of?
I think some amendments. Are you talking about amendments?
No. There's a thing I'm thinking of where you need more than a simple majority.
Are you talking about the parliamentarian?
Maybe. Is that it? I don't know.
That fucker? Okay.
That's not what somebody will maybe later on. I'm not sure what it is, but
okay. Yeah, someone smarter than us in chat tell us. But this is just the Judiciary Committee. So this is the part of the bill that's going to be part of this omnibus bill for the budget that's coming up, and it's almost, and they technically have the votes to pass it right now. It looks like.
Okay.
The contents of this section of it is specifically about immigration, and it's got $45 billion in it for detaining up to 100,000 migrants at any one time.
Okay.
$45 billion for expanding the border wall, about 700 more miles. $5 billion for upgrading CBP facilities and hiring about 8,000 more agents. The really weird part that they added in there is that now they're going to add a bunch of fees to our immigration system. So what we've got is if you want to apply for asylum, that's $1,000. If you want to be coming into America and let out on parole, that's $1,000. If you're a sponsor of an unaccompanied child, that's $3,500. Temporary protective status, $500. And then every 6 months, if you want to work in this country, you got to pay the federal government $5,500 for a work authorization. And then let's say you get denied for anything, you got to pay the federal government $900.
Jeez.
Right?
Okay.
Before this bill, my understanding is...
Oh, and then also real quick, it had to do with budget reconciliation. Thank you. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Oh, you're talking about the reconciliation?
Oh my God, yes. Okay, that's what I was thinking of. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, so basically tons of fees attached that obviously none of the people that are applying for any of these types of statuses, because stuff like TPS and stuff like asylum are obviously for people that are super at risk, probably aren't of the best like economic means. So like pretty deliberately, these people would never be able to afford this type of stuff probably. And it's probably by design, but yeah.
Right, and then the big argument from the Republicans and something that we're probably going to be hearing is that, well, if we implement these, it will raise $77 billion, which offsets the majority of the cost of this bill. very obviously that's just nonsensical. Like immigrants charging immigrants
Every single budget, every budget estimation, every revenue estimation they give for stuff like this assumes that the activity will remain exactly the same, and there will be absolutely no deterrent effect. They do the same thing with terrorists. It's fucking retarded, yeah.
Which is funny because I believe you watched Trump's speech in which he claimed 99.99% of border crossings are no longer happening or something like that, and so presumably some of those were asylees, some of those were TPS, right? And so obviously that's not going to continue the same way. But and then there's two other parts to this that are not good. Let's just put it that way. I don't need a special word for it. They're including something called the REINS Act, which basically what it'll do is it makes it where if a executive agency passes a rule that has an impact over $100 million, then it has to be voted on by Congress, right?
Okay.
And so, yeah.
If it passes a rule that what? Say that again? If it passes a rule that
has an impact of over $100 million.
What the fuck does impact even mean?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Right.
Yeah, right. No, and because really what they're doing here is, and I would not expect them to stick to that definition. That's a definition used previously. This just says any major rule. That's the term used. Any major rule passed by an executive agency has to then be voted on by Congress, which obviously undermines a lot of these agencies.
Well, that's the whole fucking point of that. Why would you even do that? You're actually kneecapping your executives so much. Do they realize that?
You're kneecapping. Well, yes, but you're kneecapping an executive that uses agencies.
Oh,
right?
true. Never mind. I'm retarded. I'm an idiot. If you just do everything with the DOJ or the FBI or just through the office of the White House, then you don't actually give a fuck about any of these agencies. So, true. Okay.
There you go. Yeah, because all you're doing with your agencies is using them to restrict to restrict various parts of the country and government. You're not using them to actually implement something that's going to have a major impact, right, or an impact.
And then also, real quick, to try through this in 2 seconds. So laws from Congress, when a law is passed, a law might be passed that says something along the lines of like, in the United States, it shall be illegal to pollute by dumping carbon into rivers, okay, with carbon coals or something, right? Once that law gets passed by Congress, it's up to the executive. Maybe they, call it specifically the Environmental Protection Agency shall enforce this or whatever. Once that law is passed, it's up to the EPA to start making rules saying, okay, well, if you're caught doing this, this is how we're going to enforce it. These are, I think maybe they can do penalties. It depends on what Congress authorizes in their legislation. But whenever they're making new rules in the federal government, my understanding is there's a 90 or 180-day hearing period, I think, when a rule is proposed. The public or companies or whoever has a right to petition the government or to give feedback or to whatever. And then once the 90 or 180 days or whatever is passed, that rule is then implemented, and then the executive will begin enforcing the law passed by Congress. It doesn't make any sense for the federal government to have a rule and then Congress analyzes the rule that should have come from the very same piece of legislation that Congress passed, especially in a post deference to Detroit.
About Chevron?
Chevron, yeah, Jesus. In a post-Chevron world where there's not all these different interpretations of what a particular law could be. So that it doesn't make any sense that Congress would have to also authorize a rule. Like, at that point, the Congress might as well just write the fucking rules, right? But yeah, okay.
Well, and to be clear also, it's not like there aren't already things in place to allow Congress to come in and make changes or stop a rule they don't like.
Yeah, which they, by the way, they already have. Congress can amend. They've amended prior legislation. We've seen it on stream when they've gone through and done stuff before because they passed something and they didn't like the interpretation from the federal government. This was an argument we had with P.F. Jung when we talked about the some ban on training weapons in schools led to the federal government implementing a rule saying we were going to ban like archery and cooking classes or something. And then the Congress was like, wait, we didn't mean it like that. So they amended it and then they got rid of it. Yeah.
Exactly. And they can, but even more precisely, we have something called the Congressional Review Act, which means they can literally go in and say that specific regulate, like they don't even need to change the law. They can say, don't fucking do that. Right.
Okay.
But yes, essentially, yeah. Because that brings us into our second bad thing they included in this bill,
Your mom?
which is the midnight.
Just kidding. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You called me out in chat for you microaggressed against me in chat about my sexuality,
I'm sorry.
and then now, okay, and just maybe you should think about stepping down. We can talk about that later.
Okay, go ahead.
The Midnight Rules Relief Act is something that says, hey, do you remember how Joe Biden
Did something horrible.
was subservient to the auto pen?
True.
And that he's evil, and that, you know what, the last 6 months of his administration, he probably really wasn't in charge. So we're going to make it where instead of taking out regulations one by one, we now have a bill that lets us pick and choose which one of his regulations that he put in place since August of last year and take them all out in one fell swoop.
Yeah, because I heard Trump in a meeting or some bullshit, or maybe it was to reporters. I heard him float this idea of saying something. He said something along the lines of like, well, those were passed by AutoPen, so, you know, who knows? Maybe what's actually the truth is that none of those things are even legal or whatever. I remember him saying that at a press conference a while ago, so this might be them acting on that idea finally.
Right. Yeah. And so it's kind of this, well, there's just so many bad things in there. We need to be able to do it all at once, right? And then again, it's now they get to bundle these things together, right? Where they're going to title it with some, here's the obvious really bad one, and then a bunch of little small shit in there that probably nobody would have voted to get rid of, but they can get rid of just by bundling it together. Then there was a really distasteful set of votes that happened after on amendments presented by the Democrats, where first they said, hey, what if we included in this bill something that says we can't deport migrants to foreign prisons? And the Republicans said, nope. And then the Democrats were like, well, how about we pass something that says we shouldn't be deporting American citizens? And the Republicans said, nope. And then they tried to say, hey, what if we prohibit FEMA from delaying grants to those in need of disaster assistance? And the Republicans again said, no, we're not doing that.
Behave.
So,
Kings.
yeah, it was a real, I respect the Democrats for just laying it out. And there were some other in there, but just laying out some just very plainly worded, just like, here are bad things. Do you want to vote against the bad things? And they're like, never. We will never vote against bad things. Are you doing that?
Doing what?
I keep hearing a bunch of Discord noises at me.
I don't think I can make Discord noises at you.
All right. It sounds like someone's pulling me in and out of a chat room or something. I don't understand it. Whatever.
Maybe it's your other Discord.
Sorry. Let's see. Whatever. It's probably just my schizophrenia.
Probably. That's okay. You wouldn't be the first. You won't be the last.
So obviously we can agree that this is like a really bad bill going through and adding a shit ton of money to the budget for essentially no reason, knocking out all of the very good and legal cuts that Doge has made. Now we're just wasting that on unnecessary spending for torturing migrants, and then also just kind of undermining the regulatory scheme of the United States government. So that's kind of why I brought up the first one. It's now kind of then the Congress has had an opportunity very quickly after these happened, or it's very clear that this happened, and they're just flat rejecting them. I'm interested to see where the budget bill goes. I don't know if you saw the vote in the Senate regarding the tariffs. Did you see that? It was they recently did a vote.
Yeah, and they were off by 2 or whatever. 2 people didn't show up. McConnell and someone else. Yeah.
Yeah, which was unfortunate, but surprising that there was some jockeying by the Republicans to make sure the vote happened at that time. So, unfortunately, there's no real call to action at this point, other than to say the budget bill has not gone to the floor yet. I recommend people call their representatives, let them know that you don't agree with these parts of the bill, send them emails, all that good stuff. If you go to our political action Discord, which I linked, there's some discussion about that and how you can make those calls.
Can you build infinitely in
Destiny,
any direction in space? Is that how this game works? Can you just keep going forever? Sorry, go ahead. That's
yeah.
Shut up.
I mean, that's how space generally works.
Okay.
So I got one guy pretty hard in the chat earlier about this ICJ stuff going on right now with Israel. Have you been following any of this?
Not recently, no. Why? What's up?
Okay. So March 2nd, Israel stopped, or they officially halted international aid to Gaza. And at some point in the past, let me see. It's easy. Israel.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought this was limited. Why do I feel like this is limited? Oh, but if I were to build more, it would expand outwards, huh?
Yeah, duh.
Shut up.
So Israel passed 2 laws regarding UNRWA,
Okay.
saying that, hey, UNRWA, you can't operate inside of Israel. And hey, UNRWA, we're no longer going to be maintaining our contract with you, allowing you to operate within the Gaza Strip or the West Bank. This caused a lot of issues, and I believe it was South Africa brought a case saying, hey, the UN General Assembly asked the ICJ to give an advisory opinion saying, is Israel violating the UN Charter by not allowing UNRWA from operating within Israel or within the Gaza Strip? And then there's also this question of, is Israel's blocking of international aid a violation of the UN Charter or the Geneva Convention, more specifically? And so the last couple of days, there's been some statements being made by a bunch of different countries. U.S. made one today or yesterday that people got really kind of pissy about, because the U.S. was saying that, well, Israel has a duty to provide international humanitarian aid, but it doesn't have to specifically come from UNRWA. A lot of people are saying that Israel's denial of UNRWA access to the Gaza Strip and parts of Israel is a violation of the UN Charter, because the UN and its agencies are supposed to be immune and supposed to be able to operate within the boundaries of UN member states. This is not unsimilar to their denial of weapons inspectors regarding nuclear weapons and things like that. And they provided a statement. So if you haven't read anything specifically about this, I'm not going to grill you super hard, but how do you feel, just vibes check, on Israel's actions regarding UNRWA and things like that? Do you have an opinion?
I think UNRWA is a super fucked, corrupt org. I think it needs to be disbanded completely. And I'm super sympathetic towards a rational person wanting to dump UNRWA from the Gaza Strip, the West Bank, and from Israel completely. However, with the current administration and the blank check that Trump has basically given them to do whatever the fuck they want, my guess is going to be Netanyahu's goal is to just, I feel like they're just like on an intolerability arc where the goal is to just make life so intolerable in these areas that they're like Hail Marying, praying that the Palestinians just get fed up with it and leave so that they can move back in and formally take the Gaza Strip. So I'm sympathetic towards it. I think UNRWA should go. I think UNRWA is fucked. But this current admin is not doing that. My guess is they're not doing it in good faith. I doubt they're going to try to replace whatever UNRWA was providing to Palestinians with something equivalent. So.
Okay, well, and there's so like I said earlier, March 2nd, I believe it was.
That's a date.
There was I'm sorry, I thought I had this article in my notes. So March 2nd, Israel's saying no more delivery of aid to Gaza until Hamas accepts ceasefire extensions. Okay. And that was
that on its face,
as far as I understand,
that on its face is would be considered a war crime, I believe, but because you can't deny aid to a civilian population to pressure an enemy military, but okay.
Right. And so whenever we're looking at, and the administration has said, yeah, we're doing this explicitly to try to push for the ceasefire. We're trying to get them to, capitulate and let us win, right? So whenever the ICJ is making these decisions, do you think that that they should say, okay, yes, Israel's in violation of the Geneva Convention, those things? You just said it was a war crime. You would agree that those are violations and that the advisory opinion should state as much.
I guess. I think Israel doesn't really care about the UN anymore. I wouldn't care about the UN if I was Israel. I think the UN is basically annihilated its credibility when it comes to all things related to Israel. So I doubt Israel's going to look to the UN for any guidance on what they should do here. It'll just be the United States that they look towards. And Trump is probably given Israel literally a blank check to do whatever the fuck they want. So,
right. Yeah, I think I agree with you there. Now, do you think that I've heard you talk a little bit about Israel-Palestine before, and correct me if I'm wrong, but do you think that the way that Israel feels towards international law and the way that they act in violation of international law, do you think that they're wrong to do that? And I don't mean in the sense of like just necessarily like they're starving people and that's wrong. I mean like the fact that they at this point disregard international law and seem to make decisions based on exclusively what is best for Israel and in their needs versus considering, well, we might be violating international law, even if that's the better path for Israel, we should not do that, right?
No, I would say that it's the same thing I view for U.S. politics and me making fun of, Trump assassination victims, whoever the fuck, even though I say we shouldn't do it. You have to, if there is a rule set that's going to be adopted, everybody has to play by that rule set. And if one party decides not to play by the rule set, I wouldn't expect anybody else to uphold it. In the Middle East, the rule set is applied exclusively to Israel. If I was Israeli, I wouldn't give a fuck about it, and I wouldn't play by that rule set. I would have my own democratic system, and I would try to craft whatever rules my people want, and then follow my own courts, and then hope I have a big enough ally to stand up against the UN, which they do, which is the USA, which is a permanent member of the Security Council, so they can always veto any big shit there, and then that's how they would function. And that's probably how they should, I think. Like I said, I think the UN has like destroyed their credibility on all things related to Israel. So,
okay. Do you think that whenever you say that, whenever you're saying they should be taking these steps, right? Do you think that is them following the rules or matching the energy of Hamas? Essentially, is that what you're saying? You're saying like Hamas is not following these rules, so Israel is under no obligation to follow those rules, right? That's kind of, am I summarizing that well?
I wouldn't say necessarily Hamas. I mean, the entire region gets a whole different set of rules versus Israel.
Oh, fair. So, like, the regional opponents of Israel act in these ways, which it's not necessarily a blank check, but it means that they're no longer obligated to follow those rules, right?
To some extent, yeah.
And
I'm gonna say I'll apply like very broad principles of domestically we call this. You've heard of the expression, maybe the Latin malum in se or whatever. I think.
Sure.
It's like the criminal, the idea, like they're just really, really, really horrible crimes. I don't know if this is the equivalent, but in international law, there's a concept called jus cogens. So these are going to be things that are illegal everywhere, and they have to be, and you can't pass laws making them legal. So things like rape or murder, you can't have, even if a country votes completely democratically, you can't vote to legalize rape in your country. You just can't do that. So I mean, there's going to be things like that I don't think Israel should violate, but otherwise, I just don't.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, like, where I'm going with this then is like, do you think that Israel, by doing these things, right? And I'm going to ask you to like make the assumption that the things that they are doing, they are bad things, right? They are let's assume they are intentionally harming civilians, right? For the purposes of this discussion, doing those things, do you think that makes Israel into like a worse country, right? It could be like worse than it could be, right? In the sense that they are spending some kind of moral capital that they had in order to enact these very draconian actions, whether they're justified or not.
I think it's I think you can get there. Yeah, I would have to read more about this blocking of aid thing to know exactly what that looks like. Yeah. But there's a way that could be done. If I take it the best way, that they're saying something like, we're no longer going to be allowing aid to flow into Gaza, but like at the checkpoint we'll make food available to camps or people, then like that's one thing, and people can debate the legitimacy of that or whatever. But if they're saying something like nothing is going in or out of the Gaza Strip until either everybody starves to death or Hamas surrenders, then I would say like, okay, well, this is obviously not kosher. You can't do this. So yeah.
Right. Well, but I think I'm more asking, like, do you think there's a moral toll to Israel itself? Like Israel.
Yeah, there could be. Yeah, we've
is.
argued this. Yeah, that's. Okay. I believe this in all things. You can give too much of yourself in trying to achieve some end, and then in doing so, you've lost whatever thing you were trying to save. Yeah.
Right, and that's because I feel like whenever I hear you talking geopolitically, your line for that is further than domestic.
Is
feel like
further
whenever
than
you're
domestic.
talking
Say that again.
about-
What do you mean by that?
Like, I feel like whenever we were talking last time, I was asking you to. I was saying that I think that, we can have a little bit of populism as a treat to try to beat the Republicans, and you would not stomach it. And then whenever I look at your Israel-Palestine takes, not a judgment on on
Yeah,
them
I understand. Yeah,
themselves, but
domestic
I feel
stuff.
like I see you being willing to go
domestic
further.
stuff like policing and managing your country and your citizens is a fundamentally different thing than like international conflict. I would say, morally and legally, I just think they're really, really different concepts. I think it's one of the reasons why Israel-Palestine, for the people that critique it in good faith, it's one of the things that makes Israel and Palestine such a hairy issue, is because in some ways, the international community abuses the ambiguity of the occupation, in that sometimes they treat it as an occupation and other times they treat it as an invasion or whatever. And Israel also abuses that ambiguity, where sometimes they treat it as an occupation and sometimes they treat it as their own country. So yeah, that's an issue for sure.
Well, and I think I don't disagree that geopolitics and domestic issues are just they really don't deserve to be compared.
You can compare anything,
one-to-one.
but there's just like a different kind of
Well,
analysis. Yeah.
No, I'm saying one-to-one, where you're saying just because if I act this way internationally, I should act this way domestically. I
Sure.
don't think that.
Yeah.
I agree with you, but I think that, and correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like that a large part of the reason that that difference exists is because of the kind of the scale and the consequences of action, right? Whenever I look at an international
No,
issue versus domestic, I think
I would totally
you disagree.
disagree. Yeah, it has nothing to do with scale and consequence of the action. It just has to do with like the expectations and the systems in place. So like, let's say for instance, I'm in the United States. Let's say I'm an FBI agent or a police officer or whatever, and I see some dude sneaking around with a gun, and he's like near my police station, right? Well, I'm in my country and I'm a police officer. I am authorized to go out and at least talk to the guy or ask him some questions. If I feel like he's being suspicious and there's some PC assessment I could do, maybe I can detain him and do an investigation. There is a whole civil rights process that I have that I can follow, where I can arrest him, I can take him to court, he can stand trial. There's a whole system in place here to deal with somebody like that. If I see him out the window and I just start, I scream at him to leave and I start shooting at him, that's legally you can't do that, and morally that would be repugnant. Like, what do you mean? You have a whole set of rules in place for how to deal with people like this. This is just not acceptable behavior. In an international conflict with another country, if I were to see like an enemy soldier near my barracks, okay, well, we already both know that we're at war. Okay, I can't arrest him and do what? An investigation? He's not going to submit himself to my judicial system. That wouldn't make any sense. That would be like, people would be up in arms about that. You've arrested my citizen for, to take him to your country to stand trial. I can't do a trial in his own country. Like, there's just no way logistically to make that work. And it would just destroy the ability for countries to conduct war, basically. Yeah, you would just never be able to do it. And you wouldn't want it to happen anyway. You wouldn't want to be arrested by an enemy military or anything, yeah.
So I understand what you're saying. I think there's certainly a structural difference whenever you're looking at these, and whenever you're trying to, you're looking at whenever you're saying there's this conflict of essentially of sovereignty, right? Of who here is justified in their actions, or who here has the ability to control this situation. There will always be an uncertainty in international issues or law, such that you will not have an answer. Right. The
a little
answer
bit. It's
will
not
be
even so
what
much
it
an
is.
uncertainty. It's just there's just no. It's not uncertainty. It would be untenable. I don't think you could. Yeah, I just don't think it would be manageable. Like, a military is not gonna arrest somebody for breaking a law or a crime. Like, whose laws would you even be following? For instance, let's say America invades Mexico, and in Mexico, let's say a bunch of people are smoking weed, and in America federally it's illegal. Like, would the soldiers also, would they start arresting Mexican citizens under American military occupation for breaking American laws, or would it breaks apart?
I think I don't want to don't take this as a cop out.
Sure.
Right? I think you're appealing strongly to military stuff, which I agree that is where it is. I certainly agree with you there that it is really, really hard to make any comparisons. But I did when I was in law school, I did a course, and I did some research and work in space law. And
Nice.
that also is a super international area.
Yeah.
Right? And we have a lot of different international agreements there. And, where does jurisdiction lie? Is it with an astronaut's home country? Is it with the spaceship's home country? Is it the launch country's jurisdiction? Is it the module on the spacecraft's jurisdiction?
Yeah,
These are all
sounds
really
like
different
for
questions.
San Remo manual or whatever for like maritime stuff. It sounds like similar questions for that. Yeah.
Right, and they pull from that, though. I'm not going to get into it. There's issues with maritime law whenever you directly transpose it onto space law, but they do pull from that a lot. And yeah, maritime law also is a good place to look. And whenever you're looking at those, right, we are able to come into these agreements and say, okay, well, we all want to shoot, objects into space. We all want to ship things between each other. So we're all going to agree to this compact and work together on it, and have these rules that we follow. And I think whenever I was talking about scale earlier, I think this is kind of what I mean, though, is where, like, whenever you look at these smaller scale things internationally, it feels a lot closer to domestic law, in my opinion. It feels like we're able to have some more stability and know what is going on as far as like this jurisdiction and who has rules. And at any point, a country could say, fuck this, I'm not going to follow these rules. But the scale is so much smaller at that point, probably aren't, and it's probably not worth it for them to do that. It's whenever we get into these larger conflicts and these larger issues.
The only reason why I don't like the scale argument is because, like, in the United States of America, we have 330 million citizens. Our law enforcement, the scale of our law enforcement, is going to be much larger than the totality of Israel-Palestine by like 30-fold, right? I think the total combined population of Israel and all the people in Palestine, in the West Bank and the Gaza Strip is it like 12 million people? It's like 5 million plus 9 million, maybe 14 million people. So it's not like a scale thing there, right? Like the scale in the U.S. is larger, but this is all domestic policing, right?
I'm not going to grant you that. I'm sorry. When you look at the jurisdictional, when you look at the breakdown of jurisdictional powers within the judiciary between state and federal, no, I don't think there's any. I can't imagine a law enforcement or exercise of U.S. legal powers domestically that would. Maybe I'm not fully understanding your comparison, but I don't.
I'm just saying when you're saying scale. Like, I can imagine a single country that's much larger in terms of scale than like two other countries that have conflict, but I would still use the international rules that would govern the conflict between the two countries, and we would use the domestic rules for the conflict governing the inside the one country. That's why I'm just saying I don't agree with the scale thing. Yeah.
Okay, I think for me, when I'm thinking of scale, I'm thinking of this is going to be the word of the discussion, I guess, the impact of these of the application of law, right? Whenever I look at like the impact of international law and how much is at stake, depending on the enforcement or non-enforcement of it, right? I think it's very difficult for me to think of a time whenever a legal decision in America, and they happen, I'm not saying they don't, but it's hard for me to think of a legal decision in America that reaches the same amount of impact as these international laws that we're discussing, right? I think, and even whenever they do, I think a lot of the times there's a similar feeling to international law, right? Like whenever we look at, like, let's say the Dobbs decision, okay? I think I think it's I don't think it's super controversial to say that Dobbs decision didn't feel satisfying. I think that the Dobbs decision felt a lot like, we're just gonna go based kind of off of feel. We've got these two camps, and this camp is currently stronger than the other camp, so they win it. And then in a lot of the ways that whenever you get to an international conflict for law, you can come in and talk all you want about precedent and all this other shit, but the side that currently holds all the cards, they get to make that ultimate decision, and usually it's on those very impactful, large impactful things. Whereas whenever I look at the small scale of international law, where okay, we need to figure out the jurisdiction for this boat, that's more akin to this guy got arrested for stealing a car. Where okay, there might be these different forces involved, there might be different parties involved. But ultimately, we're going to submit ourselves to these jurisdictions.
Wait, hold on. I'm so confused. What does this have to do with the scale, or what do you mean by consequential or impactful?
I'm talking about, for me, whenever I talk about scale, and I think we're really talking past each other at this point. I think we are. But when I'm saying scale, I'm saying that if you have international bodies interacting with each other, they're almost always, and we have these times where we can't compare it to domestic actions. It's because those international bodies are making decisions of such large impact and of such consequence that they do not map onto domestic politics almost at all, right? Except for an extreme.
I guess
I think that,
like if there was an international body that made laws for 10 countries that had 1 million citizens each, and then you had the United States passing laws, would you say those international laws are more impactful than the U.S. laws, even though it only impacts 10 million people versus the U.S. laws that impact 330 million people? I just don't understand the scale argument, I guess.
Well, okay, so whenever I'm talking about the scale argument, what I'm saying is like, okay, actually, here we go. So whenever we're looking at oh, wait, I think I understand. I'm not talking about international bodies making a law that affects people. I'm talking about a conflict of either jurisdiction or like it's just a legitimate conflict between international bodies. So let's say they disagree about borders, they disagree about a martial conflict, they disagree, about these kinds of things, versus someone in America saying, America saying this person has broken the law, or even this state has broken the law, right? Whenever I'm talking about that kind of conflict of jurisdiction, right? I think that I agree with you in the sense that these laws, that the international bodies passing laws might not have, might vary in scale versus different countries, things like that. But I'm saying like whenever I'm looking at the U.S. making decisions about a conflict it has with China, I think that decision by itself is so consequential and has such a large impact. It's hard for me to compare that.
I mean, I agree with you, but I think there's a reason. I think intuitively, I think you stumbled onto my argument, I feel, because you just said when the U.S. makes a decision about China, these are like these are the two largest economies in the world, right? Like, yes. I think it's because of size there of the individual countries, not just because it's an international thing, right?
Okay, so you're like, okay, because your original statement was international law and conflicts are very hard to map on to domestic ones, right?
Well, I use a different, just because of the structures involved and because of the structures in place, I just analyze them differently I don't use necessarily the same standards for each, I guess, yeah. Although this might not even matter, I guess. If you want, you can just move to the next argument and we'll see if this might not even matter.
I think like, I don't know. I don't want to sound like an elitist. It's just like my understanding of international law is there are a lot of structures and there are a lot of things in place that, in my mind, do map on.
There are a lot of structures in place, but the rules are just completely different. Like if you look at, for instance, if we look at rules governing armed attacks, right? The three principles of
I can't. If you're talking about military combat or military and things like that, I concede that. Yeah, I agree for sure. There is I don't know what I could compare international armed conflict
with domestic stuff. You can't, right? Because you can't blow up civilian buildings. Yeah.
But other than the fact that we have laws about rebellions, and actually that is not too far off from it doesn't feel too far off in a sense than international armed conflict in the same way too, because it's like, well, those guys might be committing a rebellion, but unless you go put it down and kill them, what do you want a court to do about it, right? And in the same way with the ICJ, it's like, yeah, those two countries are fighting, and we might have something to say about it.
But even in the United States, I'm sure there would be an obligation first to arrest these people, unless you've literally invoked like something that would allow you to deploy the military. But there's also why the military doesn't like being deployed on U.S. soil. It's very awkward. Like police wouldn't just be allowed to go in and start killing people for being insurrectionists or whatever. They would have to arrest them first, You would never place that obligation on a military, though, right?
Well, yeah, but you're now. I mean, we're really torturing this analogy.
We can just move on and think the next topic. We don't have to like drill on this. It might not even be relevant for whatever the point is you want to bring up. Like, we don't have to resolve anything here. Yeah.
Well, now we're so far down. I'm trying to remember what the point we were talking about. The Hamas-Gaza thing. We were talking about. Okay, so it was that I was saying that whenever you look at the international law, and you look at this kind of compromising morals for ends justify means. I think that for you, it's a lot easier for you to get there.
I don't ever say the ends justify the means, but
okay, yeah. What would you like to say it as? Of compromising morals in order to achieve the correct future? I don't know, like
Well, I don't
Because
necessarily.
what
I
else
don't think you
is-
should
what else are we
necessarily
talking about?
compromise your morals. I would have a more nuanced or detailed analysis of like what the moral thing is. So there's going to be some things that I'll call these your use Kogans. There's going to be some things that are just always immoral to engage in. So, for instance, like rape. Okay, I don't think there is ever a situation that benefits you virtuously or strategically by raping an enemy population or by capturing people and raping them. I don't see that personally. I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, but I just don't see how that could ever benefit you, and that would be morally corrosive to your own society.
Sure, I think
However,
it's
let's say that there is a I'm trying to think of.
Well, actually, you know what? That's it. Let's stop right there real quick.
Sure.
I can actually use what you just said.
Okay.
So, taking use Kogans and then looking back,
Uh-huh.
is it my understanding that you believe populist rhetoric is use Kogans?
No, I wouldn't use it that way. Use Kogans are just like really, really, really bad, deplorable moral actions that should always, or actions that are always immoral and are always illegal throughout the entire world. Populist rhetoric is just stuff that I just don't like it because I don't think you should engage in it because it's not. I don't think I would compare these two things necessarily.
Well, okay. I mean, let's get some slack in here.
Okay.
Within the realm of political campaigning, you would categorize.
I don't like populist rhetoric. I don't think we should
rhetoric,
ever engage in it. Yes, correct.
Oh, sure.
Yes.
But I'm just saying it's in the sense of like whenever I look out at the world, right, and I see these bad things happening, and I agree with you that you can justify these. A lot of things that might on its face appear to be used Kogans, but you're like, okay, actually let's look at the fucking situation on the ground. Okay, I see why you did this, right? Okay, whatever. But there are some that are so far gone that there really is no explanation. Okay, because to me, when I look at Israel's actions regarding the restriction of aid, right, I think that the restriction of aid in this specific instance of we're restricting civilian aid in order to reach a ceasefire with Hamas, that to me approaches or is use Kogans. I don't think there's a circumstance where this kind of action is acceptable.
Yeah, I would almost certainly agree. Yeah. You can't kill millions of people. That's unhinged. Yeah.
Right. Okay. I just wanted to throw this in there because I know that you're the Lion of Zion and that you, so far, until this very conversation, have justified every single Israeli action that's ever happened.
True.
And I was just trying to make
Especially
sure
the
that your
genocidal
love
ones.
of Israel. I want to make sure that your love of Israel didn't expose some kind of flaw in your logic or arguments regarding populist rhetoric, which I'm obviously the champion for. I think we should just be out there just lying like crazy and do whatever we can to win. But I just want to make sure because I just ran across, like I said, I got one guide. I read into it and I was like, how can let me push on Destiny a little bit in there. So yeah, that's all I had for today.
Also, there's plenty to
Thanks for
criticize Israel
entertaining
for. I know I argue with a lot of pro-Pallies who are fucking retarded, but there's a lot of super Zionist people I think are fucking retarded too.
It's
So
fine. I know. I'm lightly ribbing you. I know that you think both sides are
I both sides
equally
as hard
bad.
as I can. Yeah.
You think that, really, if they would sit down, they'd realize there's a lot more in common.
Exactly.
Than there is different.
They're both fucking annoying and
And-
deserve each other. Yes. True.
Yeah, and they even kind of look like each other, But whatever.
Yeah, a lot of them do.
So thanks. You are dead fucking wrong about the executive order stuff. I know I already responded in chat. But
I was literally just calling you
read
gay.
about it?
That's why I typed that. I don't
know.
have a strong opinion about it.
I know. I'm not going to address the gay allegations, but I will say you're still retarded about executive orders.
Okay.
Everybody in chat, y'all have a good one. Destiny, thanks. Everybody, go read the Pragmatic Papers and sign up for the Political Action Discord. That's what it's called. All right. Bye.
Love you, bye.
Love you too.
Jeez. Okay. Wait, fuck. Do you think you can answer this concisely? Come back, Kafka. I have a quick question. If he's hearing me.
I got dink-donked. What's going on?
Jurisdiction is not, or venue is never a type of jurisdiction, right?
I didn't think so. And then I saw Rob Noor.
Holy
show his
shit.
bear.
Yeah, Rob and Pisco were fighting about this a fuck ton. You can theoretically have the correct venue,
No, it's-
but the incorrect, but like no jurisdiction to hear an issue, right? Or you can have like
Yeah,
the
sure.
jurisdiction, but not the correct venue. Like a habeas claim,
Yeah.
jurisdictionally would be a district or a federal thing, but the venue needs to be correct. So like a DC court could have
Yeah.
jurisdiction, but be the inappropriate venue, or there could be a certain type of claim that you could file that would be in the right venue, but they just don't have jurisdiction. Like, okay, yeah, my understanding is venue is never a type of jurisdiction. These are fundamentally separate things, but.
Yeah, I'm not going to say never, but like it's very rare to ever say that like, oh, this is the right venue. Well, no. You could say this is the right venue, but like they're lacking jurisdiction for like because this isn't the law's old or or that the law hadn't been passed yet, or maybe this person, the person you're suing, we don't have jurisdiction over that person, but this is the right venue somehow, right?
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Very difficult. But I mean, to be fair, Claude. So there might.
Wait, what did you just say?
Venue jurisdiction out there.
Your mic cut off for a
asked
second.
Claude yet,
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah,
so-
that's what I thought. Okay. All right. Okay. I was just curious. All right. I listened to Rob and Pisco have a debate 2 nights ago, and they got hung up on that argument for like an hour, and it was just I have no idea how Pisco still talks to Rob. It's insane to me. But Jesus Christ.
I was like, oh, I kind of get it, and then I saw. Did you see that like last conversation that Rob had with, what's his name? He has like mid takes on
Dunno.
20K. Counterpoints.
Counterpoints. Or counterpoints, yeah.
Just watch the last like 2 or 3 minutes of their last exchange. I saw that and I was like, oh fuck this guy. Like, yeah. Rob
He's
Noor
just
really,
it's just so unbelievably insane how biased and mind fucked. Like Rob is engaged in the ultimate like, well, the Democrats already said that the other side plays by these rules too. You know what? One of the things that I say a lot that I've been fighting over a lot of people with, and we kind of talked about it earlier a little bit, we hinted at it, is this idea of if they don't follow rules, then you shouldn't follow rules. The reason why I say that too is because the other side actually already engages in it. And this kind of comes out in the one quasi-prediction / obvious observation I made, where one thing that I said a while ago is conservatives will do the most abhorrent shit ever, and all they're going to say is, well, the other side already does it, so that's why we do it. And that is what the conservatives are doing. And that was Rob Noor's basically entire argument with with Pisco. Is, well, the Democrats already said we could do this, so now we're going to start targeting law firms. And it's like, okay, yeah.
Well, yeah, and I think that's a big one of the probably my biggest complaint with the excuse me, the Democratic Party is the kind of, and I think this is a bit overblown to be fair, but I think there is still that sentiment of we can't do this or else Republicans will do X, right? Like, I was by no means a Bernie bro, but people would say like, oh, we can't nominate Bernie because then they'll say that we're communists, and then we nominated Biden and they called him a communist anyway.
Sure.
And as you say, they're creating justifications, and they're planting the seeds for being able to make that excuse in the future in a lot of ways.
Okay.
And it is very annoying. But what they ought to say though is I think that DNC needs to get off that shit of worrying about what they have to say, but also I think the DNC needs to stop to understand that at this point they need to be more prospective and less reactionary to these Republican things, in the sense that like I feel like a lot of the times Republican stuff comes down the pipe and they're like, oh my gosh, we got to fight against this, and I do not feel like I'm seeing leadership in the DNC or other Democratic people saying like, here are the things that we want to do when we get power back to make sure it doesn't happen again, right? I know that you think it's all cultural and stuff like that, but even still, I think that kind of message needs to be coming out from Democratic leaders so people can have something to believe in, because I do not want to just live in a world where, I think a lot of people don't want to support a party that is just saying we need to stop these bad things that are obviously bad. They also need to be able to say, here are the things we're going to do to prevent it from happening again.
Okay.
Sorry for the mini rant.
All right. I love you. Be careful.
I love you too.
Okay, so I'm going to take in... Oh, is the goal to always, it's just to reprocess, right? Wait, is it really that easy? So once you've reprocessed this into... Wait, can these be legendary? Oh, wait, hold on. Can chunks have a quality? Wait, I don't think they can they? It would say it here, right? Yes, they can. If they can, why don't I see it? Am I crazy? Doesn't everything else that shows equality? Okay, weird. Go to the crusher recipe. Yeah, I see the crusher recipe. Wait, Peace Code's having a whole new debate on this? Wait, what the fuck? Tonight at 7 p.m., I will be crushing Rob Noor on jurisdiction versus venue. Here's my argument. He's just having a whole debate on oh, Jesus. Why? Oh, you can choose ingredient quality. Oh, I'm so dumb. Interesting. Okay. A deal for a state-backed Emirati firm to use a Trump-affiliated digital coin was announced in a panel that included the president's son and his business partner, who promised this is only the beginning. At a Dubai conference, Trump's conflicts take center stage. Based. Magic the Gathering, you ever play? Nope.
But it's a great honor, and I'm delighted to welcome.
Hey, Destiny.
What's up, buddy? If you just said something, I didn't hear you at all.
Are you busy?
Oh, I don't know why. What do you want?
Do you want to litigate something?
Wait, I don't know what that means. What do you want me to litigate?
So I'm kind of in like an info war kind of battle with a situation that I was in. So this is kind of like 2023 vibes.
Well, that's where my life's currently stuck at. So, what do you got?
Okay, well, you're good with it. So I'm debating it if okay, so once I say it, it starts. So I'm giving it a
Okay.
second to
Wait.
think.
Also, this has nothing to do with anything I've been telling you about recently, right?
No, it's nothing.
Okay.
To do with
All right.
that.
What do you got?
It's a new- So I got drunk one night and I made a claim that I got chlamydia from my ex, Xena the Witch. And I don't know for sure if I got it from her, but I'm very sure that the person that I engaged with sexually the person I engaged with sexually did get chlamydia from me. That did happen. But the only person I was with was Xena. So it didn't make any sense. Like, I don't know, either I got it from her or I got it from some random person. I don't know exactly where it is, but during the time that's going on there, I no longer have chlamydia. I honestly don't know how. I could have got it from like taking amoxicillin from my teeth or something.
You can get chlamydia from taking amoxicillin?
Sorry, no. I could have like got rid of it. I don't have it anymore.
Oh,
and I didn't
okay.
take medication. I didn't take specific.
Wait. How do you know you
medication.
ever had it? Did you test positive for it?
I kind of am just like trusting this person, and that they were 100% serious, because they did it like they apparently got tested like immediately after, like the day after. The other person seems trustworthy.
Okay, okay. Does chlamydia show up after a single day? I thought usually these like chlamydia and gonorrhea took like a week or something to show up.
That's what I was curious of as well.
I sent the medical records that said I don't have STDs, and I sent the medical records of the type of antibiotic medication we took from Korea for dental, and it doesn't cure chlamydia. We never had chlamydia.
So we definitely did have chlamydia.
I mean, we had chlamydia because the girl he fucked apparently had chlamydia. It's been 7 months. She fucked someone else, Darius. You got played. She's lying to you.
She didn't. She didn't lie to me, and I'm 100% sure she didn't lie, because she gave me the date from when she took the test, and it was after we did hook up.
Darius, me and you, did you hook up with her again after me?
Did I hook up with her again after you?
After I hooked up with Sam, because listen.
What do you mean? Since
wait.
like the last like
month? No. When I had sex with Sam in California, I didn't meet up with you and have sex with you. Remember, you were crashing out and I did not see you. That's when I was having sex with Sam. And then I went to Florida after I, broke into your house and you were already with Nani in your bed. We did not have sex. Then when Nani left and you told me to cut off Sam and you were cutting her off, that is when we got back together and started having sex.
Wait, just so I can understand. Wait, real quick. Is Sam a guy or girl?
A guy.
Okay, go ahead.
So, Destiny, how does this make sense? If I have sex with Sam and I don't have sex with Darius, and then he has sex with another girl, and then me and Darius get back together, and that girl now says she has chlamydia, but he didn't fuck her again after me, after I already fucked
just
him?
as a real quick thing, hold on. First of all, okay.
How does that make sense?
First of all, this is chlamydia. Who the fuck cares? Number one. Okay, but number two.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but number two. Okay, wait.
I care that he's trying to lie on my name.
Yeah, okay, wait. Number two.
No.
Wait. Okay, Darius, how did you know?
No.
Wait, okay. Walk me through you find out somebody else had an STD that you're hooking up with. Okay, go. Walk me through this. What happened?
Okay, got back together with Xena about me and Xena stopped talking. I got with this girl in like November.
Okay.
Me and Xena.
True. That's not true. Me and you were together in November. We went to Deftones November 2nd. That's not true. This was all in October. She was at your house October 2nd. You changed the number and started texting me again on my birthday from a fake number, then your real number. And
okay, so I'm just gonna be completely clear. You don't know anything, so I'm just gonna not give you that information. So
so when I was so she was back at your house when I was in the Philippines, and you were lying to me and you were fucking.
You don't really know. The reality is you just
exposed yourself. You were fucking her in November. You were texting me the opposite. You just exposed yourself. You were fucking her in November.
I didn't expose anything. I'm telling you specifically, you don't know anything.
How were you fucking her in November, Darius? You were with me.
You don't know who I was fucking, first off. So
you were still fucking her.
I was fucking none of your business.
Look at you.
None yet. Last name
you
business.
lied. You were literally saying you were only with me when we started talking again.
I was
around the Deftones time. You
and
said
then after I got with you, I was with another person, and then after
that, they lied to me the whole time.
I don't know why that's.
You cheated and lied to me the whole time.
I didn't cheat on you.
Yes, you did.
Yes, the
fuck you did.
No, I did
that's
not.
Why you didn't want to act like we were in a relationship. You got back with me.
I didn't even get back with you.
You got back with me with some random hoe. Yes, me and you were exclusively fucking. You told us we were exclusively seeing each other and trying to work it out.
First off, we didn't even have
messages. I have the messages.
You said we were trying to work it out. She's just yelling. Steven, can you mute her?
How are you trying to work out fucking someone else behind my back and not even telling me about it and then fucking me wrong again right after? How?
So first off, we didn't like have sex. We did like a thing where like we were like.
But you didn't tell me about this. You lied to me. You did this behind my fucking back while you had me cut off the shoot for you. You made me cut this guy off and not talk to anybody for you. You didn't tell me you were fucking anyone else. You said you weren't. You said we were trying to fix our relationship.
What do you?
So you are disgusting.
Okay, I don't even know if I think you're confusing yourself.
I have our messages. We were trying to work things out together.
This has nothing to
November,
do with
we were already trying to fix things. Darius, we did the Thanksgiving and everything. What are you saying?
So anyway, I was with a girl intimately after I was with Xena, and like a kind of like, it was like full sex. It was like a weird sex thing. And then as that happened, they messaged me. They messaged me recently, but they showed me the results, and they're like, "Yeah, did you know you got what's it called from them?"
Wow, he literally told me this.
And now this is like, okay, and I was like, okay, that's interesting to know.
November 2nd, we're in San Diego together at Deftones and everything, and you were saying that we were gonna try to fix everything, right? How is fixing everything you going behind my back and fucking another girl and then not even telling me about it?
Nobody went behind your back.
You didn't, Darius, we fuck raw. You didn't tell me, hey, just so you know, I hooked up with someone recently. Why didn't you tell me that? Why didn't you tell me that? And you're trying to lie about STDs? You fuck most
I didn't tell you I had sex.
You fucked everyone and you never did this. 2.5 years, you never showed me a fucking test. 2.5 years, I've never seen an STD test from you, and you fucked everyone. You piece of shit. I fucked one person, and you're trying to fucking destroy me. You're disgusting, and I hope you actually fucking fuck off.
So, okay, so I had sex with this person. Again, you don't know anything. I'm not giving you details about anyone's. I'm not giving you any. Okay. Well, I can't even explain what. I can't even explain the situation.
My girlfriend cheated on me, and I tried to marry her, and she fucked Destiny. And then my other girlfriend ran away from me because I'm a fucking loser who's shorter than her. And then my other girlfriend didn't even want to be my girlfriend, and she wants to fuck her dad. Oh my god. Oh, I'm Darius. Oh, I have a girl that's giving him everything, putting him on, giving him fucking people to meet up with and collab with, getting him opportunities, giving him money. And not cheating on him. You're disgusting. You went behind my back. You did not tell me that you did this. You did not tell me, hey, Darius, how do you think this is okay? If you tell the girl, if you tell your ex-girlfriend, hey, let's work through things, let's try to fix our relationship.
I never did that.
You did. I have our messages. We were trying to fix things with each other.
We were not trying to fix things.
Yes, you
we were trying to fix our relationship. We were trying to fix the way we communicated, and we
were trying to fix us, Darius. You also said this multiple times recently. You said it in Japan. You said it multiple times.
We were literally about to have sex, and I said, like, we should not do this until, like, nothing happens. And then after that, like I said, there was sexual contact there, which is where the chlamydia thing came from.
Me and you didn't even have sex. What are you saying? When we were in San Diego?
My full phallus was definitely close to your vagina. It was not full sex, but there was friction.
No, we didn't have sex in San Diego.
Okay. I don't know if you're just like not remembering, but we had like.
Here's the thing. Even then, we were literally talking about figuring out how me and you could do things. And when I left, Darius, how do you go fuck someone right after that then? So how would you fuck someone right? You were crying, bitch. You were sobbing during fucking Rosemary at Deftones. We have a video of it. You were crying, talking about how much you fucking love me. You deadass did that, and you did it in front of my sister. Yes, you did. You said you loved me, and you wanted things to work, and that's why you were crying. And then you went to fuck someone else. You're trying to justify being a fucked up piece of shit fuckboy, and that's all you've ever been, and that's what everybody tried to fucking tell me, and that's just why your life is so fucking miserable, and you're a fall-up who has to use my friends to pay for rent because you're a fucking loser. Your whole fucking family's broke too, bitch.
You're under like 4 abortions, and nobody loves you, so.
Oh, there we go. Nobody wants me, but you have to beg for pussy on Tinder, and then you also have to
beg for your family to see you underwear.
Nobody wants me, right? Nobody wants me, but you have to beg me not to hang out with people. You literally said you didn't want me hanging out with Ice Poseidon.
Oh, I'm sorry. You want to hang out? You got Mondo.
You didn't want to be cucked. You told me I couldn't hang out with Ice Poseidon's crew in Japan because you didn't want to be cucked by all the people trying to fuck me.
Yeah, because you're an impulsive freak that will fuck with someone and thinks it bothers me, and I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna.
I've only had sex with one person. Your fucking fiance fucked everyone. You're getting it confused. I had sex with one person after you publicly humiliated me multiple fucking times, breaking up with me on stream and telling me to kill myself. So yes, then I tried to move on and I fucked someone else. Yes.
Okay.
You went behind my back. You did not tell me. You were not honest with me.
Steven,
Darius, when you told me
I need you to litigate the chlamydia thing because all I want. I told you to cut off Sam Bond because he called me a tranny fucker that sucks Destiny's dick, and I was like, that's fucking weird.
Because we were together fucking again, and you say in the messages that we were trying to fix things, and you've said it on stream. We've talked about it on stream. We were actively trying to fix things. We had holidays together. We were spending together and everything. Obviously,
Bro, I didn't even try. Dude, I literally during that holiday, I tried to not be there. I tried to tell you, let me go, and you started crying, freaking out. I literally during that holiday that we were spending together when we were
Valentine's Day when you cooked me a dinner. What?
Yeah, Valentine's Day when we were fine. That's not has nothing to do with anything.
So
related.
again,
You were
in
trying to
all
protect
that, in
stuff.
7 months, Darius, in 7 months of us actually talking about trying to figure out what we're doing and fixing things, you didn't think to tell me, just so you know, I don't want you to be upset, but I did hook up with someone. Never once did you give me that respect to tell me that.
Who did I hook up with? You still don't even know. What person? What person?
The
You still
person
don't know
that you're
anything.
claiming got chlamydia. Why didn't you tell me that?
It's still be the same person. I'm not telling you anything because I'm not giving you information of other people's lives. It's
you
literally the same person.
You didn't tell me that you fucked anyone. You didn't have to tell me the person, but you should have said, just so you know, I hooked up with someone while
Didn't
me.
you? No, sorry. Wait, didn't you have raw sex with Sam Bond, and then like I literally found out you were nice beside in dinner?
While we were broken up.
When you told. Wait, sorry. No, but we were broken up too during this. Sorry, we were broken up. We were broken up too during this, and you tried to tell me you didn't have any STDs, and there's no way you could have caught an STD from him for whatever fucking reason. And it's like obviously you're having raw sex with somebody, you don't know if they have STDs or not. It's like that could definitely happen.
Neither do you. You're fucking all those people, and that's my point. When you
Who's
and
all
I
those people? Who is all those people?
Darius, everyone you have sex with raw and between our on and off fucking interactions.
Okay, then maybe I gave you chlamydia there, but at some point, what I'm trying to say is if this person had sex with me, they got chlamydia afterwards, you by proxy, what I wanted Destiny to litigate was that you probably had chlamydia as well. If
I didn't take any medications that cure it. I showed him the medication. It doesn't cure that.
No, I any medication.
Darius, the only medication I took 3 pills of the fucking doctor prescribed dental stuff, and I showed you what that is. That doesn't cure chlamydia.
They always give you amoxicillin, which cures chlamydia.
No, there's different types. Idiot, there is different types. Oh my god, there's different types of these fucking antibiotics. I showed you the exact medication we were prescribed, and you can Google it. That is not a treatment for chlamydia. Meaning, we didn't cure anything with those pills. Maybe we just didn't have it, and you won't accept that.
I mean, don't just send me the whole thing. Just send me the whole thing.
I did.
And I'll look through it. I know you didn't. You just started posting weird screenshots, and then you just start yelling up on the top of your lungs like a retarded monkey.
You can call them and get yours sent to you as well. I can give you the number, and you can get yours sent to you as well.
Yeah, sure. Give me the Korean number so I can go call them.
You can call them, or you can have a friend call them. You can do a 3-way call and get an email to you. It's a medical fucking record. And you, again, you're trying to dance past the part that when you tell someone, or you and me started doing our thing again, everything together, and we've been talking, we've been exchanging, I love you. How many times did you sit in my room and tell me that you love me and you want things to work? How many fucking times? And in none of those times did you think to tell me, just so you know.
You dramatize this so much. That's not even what happened.
You didn't tell anyone.
I say there's a lot of issues that need to be fixed. And what?
You've told me multiple times how much you love me. So why are you lying?
I have told you that I do love you, but I do today this relationship's pretty toxic and bad, and it's hard to deal with.
And you sat here in my room telling me how you want it to be, how you want to figure out a way that we can work through shit and fix shit, and that it frustrates you that I keep fucking up.
Yeah, but then we went to Japan, and then you hit me, and then we had the whole thing.
Right, Darius. So. But even then, before going to Japan, you had so many times to tell me, just so you know, while you and I were starting.
It's the same. I'm sorry.
If I hooked up with someone during that, I would tell you. First of all,
you didn't tell me you literally lied about not having raw sex. You literally lied. You literally told me you did not have raw sex with them. You wouldn't do that because you don't know him like that. You weren't comfortable enough to have raw sex.
I was comfortable with Sam. I knew him for. What do you mean? I was with him every day.
But you literally did tell me verbatim that you didn't have raw sex with him because you didn't know him that well.
I didn't say that. I literally never answered you, and I have the messages. Remember?
You verbatim told me. You verbatim told me. You verbatim told me.
No, it was through text, and we posted the text. It was through text. And I said, why are you coming at me like that when you fuck everyone raw? That is what I said. I didn't outright say, I didn't.
So what do you think that led me to believe?
I understand that, and I admitted that during the Thanksgiving thing. What do you say?
Why can't you submit it now then?
I did it during the Thanksgiving thing. I never said, oh, we didn't use a condom, though. You said verbatim. You know what the word verbatim means, you fucking cuck moron? Verbatim means exact.
Okay, you of all people calling people a cuck when you literally were dating a guy that is a cuck, and you are fantasizing about being back with them.
What happened? I never tried to get back with him.
You literally are like spam posting about how Sneeko treated you so well when he's literally like ignoring you and telling you a retard.
I said he wasn't toxic, and it was a casual, more normal.
It wasn't toxic because he called you as a dumb whore that he could just use whenever he wanted, and he just ignored your text messages.
Right. So nobody was saying that. I was saying he was.
So yeah, it wasn't toxic.
Where did I say that? Where did I say that? Like, why are you even saying this? I never said he was the best ever, nor did I say I would be with him again. Like, what?
Okay, we want to do like a reading party right now. You can like go through it, and like you keep talking about how he treated you nice, and he's like, you missed that.
I mean, he did. He was never disrespectful
that treated you like a disposable whore, and then would just pretend he was doing stuff for you and to not do anything for you. Literally, the message you posted, by the way, was you talking about I was going to buy you a crystal that he didn't even buy you to make up for.
Wait, so like you? Wait. So like you, where you're personally in my face acting like you love me and telling me how you care about me and treating me nice, whatever, and then you go and treat me like this.
I went to Japan with you. I'm live every day with you.
Because was in Japan. Because you wanted to get your friends on KCIP. That's why you went to Japan. You didn't go to Japan for me.
We literally ignored them for half the trip.
Yeah, because we ended up fighting and it became awkward. And you still blame me for that. You would have rather been with them.
What became awkward?
It became awkward because I kept flipping out. That's why we weren't around them.
Oh, wait, wouldn't that be more of a reason for me to go hang out with them? If we're like not doing stuff well together, why don't I just go hang out with them instead of trying to work things out with you?
So you're justifying that since I wasn't outright honest about a past hookup with Sam.
No, I'm not justifying anything. I'm saying you're bringing up random shit. You're just bringing up random shit.
I didn't deserve the right to know that you slept with someone else.
You were trying to say there's no way you had chlamydia when you definitely did have chlamydia. Someone had chlamydia. I gave them chlamydia. We were together for 2 years. You probably got chlamydia from me then. Don't know if you got it from that person. Probably didn't.
Someone else. Someone and they got it from someone else. And you also didn't tell me that you were.
They didn't get it from someone else. I know for sure they did not. They did not get it from anybody else.
You were hooking up with other people.
I did.
You told me you were only hooking up with me, so you lied.
I'm not giving you any information of anybody I've hooked up with at all. I'm not going to tell you if I hooked up with
Darius, multiple times when I would cry or say something, you would do this crash out thing where you're like, you keep thinking I'm fucking people. I'm not fucking anyone. I'm only with her.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
You lied.
First of all, you don't know who I was with, and then second off, I wouldn't tell you anybody I was with because you stalk and harass everybody. You stalk and harass everybody I've ever talked to.
You dumb fucking retard! It doesn't matter who it is. You were with someone.
It does matter.
You did not tell me. You lied to me. You told me you weren't fucking with anyone. You lied. What don't you get? You lied to me. You withheld information about sleeping around behind my back.
Okay, you withheld information about having raw sex with Sam Bond, and also you withheld information about having sex with Sam Bond. Okay.
Right. So no, I didn't. I told you when you asked me. I told you when you asked me.
No, you didn't. I asked you way before. I asked you way before.
I have the messages, and I said yes, I fucked him. You called me 52 times. You called me 52 times trying to find out if I fucked Sam, and you were saying why him, why him, why him. I have the messages, Darius.
Definitely did not happen.
Oh, really? Okay, let's pull them up.
I did not say why him, why him, why him.
You did. You did.
Regardless, so besides the point.
Regardless, besides the point. You can't forgive someone and then revenge on them.
The point that I'm in this conversation is because what I'm saying is I want to stay, Steven. So if someone I had sex with had chlamydia, and if you think about that logically, someone I had sex with, they got chlamydia after I was with them. Okay, and I'm with you now. Okay, either you gave me chlamydia or I gave you chlamydia, but the reality is you have chlamydia or had chlamydia. I don't know how you got rid of it. Don't know how you didn't. I don't know how you couldn't have caught it, but you had chlamydia. Can you just admit that?
Can you admit that you were back with me? And no, stop. You did not tell me that you were fucking someone else. You did not tell me that you were fucking someone else. You did not. All this time you did that, and you did. I don't care who it is. The fact that you were behind my back sleeping with other people, and I kept crashing out because I felt like you were being unhonest, and I literally kept accusing you of talking to other people, and you would say you weren't, but you had, and you never admitted it. And you never admitted it. You never admitted it. You probably caught something yourself, and maybe my immune system fought it off. I guess my immune system fought it off because I don't fuck everybody raw like you. Because I don't.
You fuck Sam Bond raw after like 2 times. After like knowing for 2 months.
Raw. I've only had 4 raw dicks in this fucking pussy. You dumb retard. You fuck everyone raw. You fuck everyone raw.
You're a literal liar, so I don't care. You're a literal liar, son.
Fuck everyone wrong. You're the one. You just got proved as a liar. You were going behind my back and saying you weren't fucking.
You just got proved as a liar. You literally just said you didn't lie. You just you didn't say you didn't fuck him. You just said like, you just flipped the script on. Yeah, you just flipped it on me. While also not taking accountability. You just flipped it on me while not saying that you did it.
I took accountability and I said I was wrong and I should have been truthful.
How is that different from lying?
I was wrong for withholding that information.
You were withholding information, but you weren't lying. But you were intentionally trying to make me feel like I
was trying to make you recognize your own shit. Like, why ask me? Have you got tested? That's why. It was like, why?
So I'm to now believe that you didn't do it and you didn't correct that or say like, yeah, I did, but why are you talking about this? You didn't acknowledge the question. You're just lying. Did I get that?
I didn't acknowledge the question nor lie.
Okay, Xena. Also, if you keep showing my private stuff, I'm just gonna start leaking literally every single thing I have of you, and I'm just gonna start posting it.
Now you're mad because I'm showing you stuff you were telling me while you were cheating.
I'm not mad. I'm just like it's
you
just.
You were cheating.
Yeah, consistently.
You were basically two-timing. You were two-timing. You were telling me that you weren't two-timing. You
fucking weirdo.
You were telling me you weren't messing with anyone else, and you said it on stream multiple times. Go look at your old VODs where you say I haven't fucked anyone since Xena. Da, 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 da. So you lie. Even then, when you say you only hooked up with me all this past year and then one other person, which is Nani, that means there's a third that you're not talking about. There's a third that you're not talking about.
It could still just be Nani. You don't know anything. I'm not telling you. I'm not giving you information.
Again, when you told me you were cutting her off, that means you didn't cut her off and you saw her while I was unaware and you were telling me you weren't talking to her or intimate with her anymore. So that's what I'm saying. You lied.
Nope.
You lied.
Nope.
You lied. You 100% lied because you told me that wasn't happening.
Nope.
You did. You told me that wasn't happening, Darius. How are you trying to justify lying like that?
Nope. Because it didn't happen. What you're saying didn't happen. Nope.
You're admitting to hooking up with someone in November.
Nope.
So you didn't hook up with someone in November?
I'll grab a Red Bull. One second.
All I'm saying is that you got chlamydia, bro.
Oh, and then you sat here. Oh, yeah, you can't answer. And then you sat here trying to say
I'm not telling
that
you.
I didn't admit to fucking Sam. I literally responded to you immediately. And I said recently, yes, I had sex with Sam. Yep. So you lied on your stream to say I didn't tell that I lied about fucking Sam, but the messages are right there. I told you when you asked, and that was around right when I fucked him. And I said yes. I automatically told you. So I didn't lie about that either. Let's go to November 2nd because we were already talking again about, going for Deftones. Let's go to there.
Are you still going through my text? All right, you know what? I have no respect for you, bro. I'm like, it's like you fucked someone
and then came back and fucked me and didn't tell me about it. That's already proof you never had respect for me. You fucking cuck moron. You fucked Abby and then got back in a relationship with me and didn't tell me shit. And I had to find out by going through your phone. So again, you didn't respect me because you were fucking all these people raw. You were hooking up with Curb last October 23, but saying you weren't fucking anyone. And then you started fucking me in February while you were fucking your roommate and didn't tell me any of this. And you were fucking them raw. And guess what? Is that respect? Is that respect? But I'm the liar? Nigga. Do you realize your own actions? Like, be fucking for real. Go ahead, show all the times you recorded me fucking crying and being a fucking idiot, begging you to love me. Show all the times.
It's just so gross. You're literally recording me, bro. You made me fucking pay money to get that. You're such a dick every time you do it.
Yeah. Play me crashing out. Play me crashing out. Play me sobbing and crying and begging a man to fucking love me.
Hey guys, do you want to see Xena? Okay, guys, because we just want to show up text messages. You guys want to see Xena freaking the fuck out? Because she hit me and I decided to record her so I could leave.
I don't care.
Okay, cool. Let's show it.
Wait, okay, hold on. Wait. Let's show. Well, let's. Okay, wait. Okay, wait. Let's. Okay, hold on. Wait. No. Let's not do.
I want them to see.
I don't. Well, then you can stream it and show it on your stream. Okay, we're not gonna do the. We're gonna be
just
leaking everybody's stuff here.
Show them because I was crashing the fuck out. I was begging you to not leave me. I was being an idiot, begging a man
you hit me.
To love me.
Oh, you just
I was begging you to love me.
After you hit me. After you
hit
nobody thinks you're.
You get mad about me moving on and you come back in my life. Every time I actually let go, you pulled me back in.
You were letting go. You literally said with Sam Bond you didn't like the nigga. You weren't letting go. You literally said verbatim. What are you talking about?
I was still fucking someone else, not bothering you. not bothering you. I stopped that. And then you come back and then you do this thing where you fucking emotionally abuse me and I have to beg you to fucking care about me. I have to beg you to love me, bro.
What are you talking about?
And you were going behind my back and you never told me. You never told me you hooked up with someone else while you and I were actively trying to get back to do our thing.
All right, well,
Hook
this
me
didn't
back
go.
up.
Okay, so this conversation didn't stay on track. Xena just wants to like do this thing where we're
Well,
like.
I mean,
talking
like,
about-
obviously, if you're gonna talk about this
That's all
publicly,
you've been
you know she's
doing
gonna jump in
was
here,
sleeping
right? I mean,
around.
like,
Well, I'm okay with her doing it, but I just want to talk about the chlamydia thing. But if she's like, no, I didn't do this. Everything I've done. This is the same. This is the same linear thing that I've told her about. I don't know what she's talking about.
Because there wasn't any fucking chlamydia. Medical records, bro.
There was chlamydia.
okay, hold on.
Did you get
Wait,
tested and have
okay,
chlamydia?
Okay.
No. Did you get tested and have chlamydia?
So here's the issue.
No.
Okay.
Did you get tested and have chlamydia, Darius?
I got told this like 7 days ago. So
Did you get tested and have chlamydia? No. A girl you fucked who could have fucked someone else told you she has chlamydia.
Wait. Stop. Wait, hold on. Darius, did you ever test positive for chlamydia?
Oh, he never did.
No, I didn't. No, but this person did get the test done like literally right after.
She fucked someone else.
And they had a test from.
Okay, can I ask, like, for a super ultra clear timeline, are you telling me they got tested the next day?
Yes, like the next day.
Okay. I don't know anything about your guys' personal life as much, but Xena, chill. Stop. Shut the fuck up. This is my channel. Okay. I don't know who you guys are fucking or what's going on or whatever. Darius, that other person fucked somebody else and got chlamydia, and they tried to pin it on you. Okay, that's what happened. I'm sorry. I don't know.
That's definitely possible. That's definitely possible.
Okay.
Okay, that's definitely possible. That's definitely possible.
Because I don't know if there's.
For this guy to fucking admit that it's possible.
That's definitely because it's still possible that you gave me chlamydia because you had sex raw with someone that you did not know that if they had chlamydia or not.
Well, but you're saying, but wait, but you're saying you're.
Okay,
never mind.
I did it to one.
Okay, that one person is known for literally fucking prostitutes on stream. So yeah.
And you literally fuck prostitutes too. You get a whole bunch of whores off Tinder and you fuck them before you even know them.
How is ordering a prostitute the same thing as going on Tinder?
You had a house sex with everyone, and you didn't use a condom while fucking her while she was sharing you with your roommate.
What the fuck are you talking about?
And
also, they got tested after that. Also, everyone got tested after that. No one had any STDs.
Okay, where are those tests? You told me you got tested, so why can't you show us your test?
I can actually. Would you like to see?
Yeah, show your test that you never showed me.
Okay, I can do that.
Well, here. Okay, so if I'm allowed to talk.
I'm not showing it to you, but
I don't know if I'm allowed to talk. Am I allowed to talk yet?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. So Darius, you don't know if you've ever even had chlamydia, correct?
I don't know for sure.
Okay. Have you ever had?
Definitely.
Can I please? Have you ever had chlamydia before? Darius? No? Okay. Sorry. Go back. Okay. Can you wait, stop. Darius, did you hear my question, or are you processing stuff? Hello?
I've had chlamydia before, no. But like, so I could have got it, I mean, if they had it, I could have got it from them. So even
stop.
then,
That's not, I'm just, because I believe that different people respond to different diseases in different ways, but like if you've had chlamydia before and you have symptoms of chlamydia, then I think generally you'll know the next time you get it. But if you've never had it before, then that's not relevant. But okay. You said
also Destiny.
What?
He said she got tested pretty much the next day.
I heard that. That's what I already said. Thank you. I know. Yes, thank you, Queen. Okay. Yes, I'm not a virgin. I got it. Okay. Okay. Why do you think that you had it and you cured it?
Okay, because I was taking medication for my teeth.
For how long?
I think cures it. For like a week and a half.
Like every dose, every day? What was it? Just amoxicillin or whatever?
There's like amoxicillin and some other shit. She says it's not it, but I know for a fact they give you amoxicillin. That's like amoxicillin.
I'll show you. So Destiny, I will show you the correct file directly from the email from the hospital. From the dentist, because I called them and I got the prescription sent to me, and it is this. Hold on, I'm gonna put it right here.
There's different. I don't know if they prescribe amoxicillin for chlamydia, but amoxicillin, I think
Well,
it's just...
this. This is
Stop,
what they
stop,
prescribe.
stop! It's just a broad spectrum antibiotic. There's probably other stuff that's similar, like azithromycin or doxy something. But you can probably... So just because you got prescribed one thing one time doesn't mean it's the only thing they prescribe. They might prescribe amoxicillin for chlamydia. I don't know.
No, we didn't go back.
Regardless.
We only had one bottle, and then I lost mine, and he had his.
Regardless. If you never got tested for it, I have no idea why we would even be out here publicly. You don't even know if you ever had it. Like, that's just wild to me.
Yeah, so that's it.
Okay, so but my guess is this has nothing to do with the STD. You guys are just trying to prove that somebody fucked around or something. Is that the whole point of this? Is this just a proxy war to figure out who cheated on who, or what?
Well,
he's back talking to this person because they're hooking up again, and she told him that she got chlamydia. Huh? Yeah. He shares location. She's going on dates.
Who's she talking about?
Behind my back. Yeah, that's it. And this person's saying that, and you believe them because you've been talking to them the entire time you and I were together, actively trying to fix things.
Now you're literally just saying shit. So,
nigga, you literally just got
someone
proven
messaged
wrong.
me about it a couple of days ago, and it was just really annoying. So I said I was drunk, and then she's trying to now. What she did is when I was sleeping, she took pictures of me in a conversation with some random.
Okay, wait, hold on. I just want to real quick, just for my brain, please, just for my brain, please, just so I can have this, and then you guys can do the rest of your stuff. Okay, hold on. Okay, what is the goal of this or what was the initial goal of this conversation? Darius.
Okay, so it became at first I was like, oh, okay, I fucked up. I shouldn't have probably said that because I have no way to prove it. But then now she's trying to pin it on somebody else.
Who's she and who Xena or?
Okay, it's another girl.
Oh, other girl. Okay, don't care. That's fine. I don't need the name. Okay, listen. It's chlamydia. You guys are all fucking other people. Chlamydia is a whatever STD. It happens sometimes.
I know, it's whatever. It's
so
fine.
who cares? So why is this shouldn't even be? I don't want to litigate how you should be holding people responsible. Unless somebody's able to find out that somebody cheated on somebody, then sure. But otherwise, it's chlamydia. Chlamydia, gonorrhea. You take some shit and you're done with it. I don't know how this is like the fucking STD hill to die on, or what?
Because it's fucked up to sit there and lie, and then when the facts are proven, to not accept the possibility that that person who you hooked up with someone else and got it, because if they got tested the next day, it would never show up in their system.
That's true, but also that other person could have had it for a long time, because chlamydia and gonorrhea, I think are like 50-50 on whether they're symptomatic or not. So they could have just had that STD for a long time. That's possible as well.
And then the prescription we got, it's one bottle, and it was that, which I put in the chat. That doesn't treat it, by the way. Like, you can Google it. It doesn't treat it.
Put it in one. Wait, what chat?
Right here in this chat.
Are there like?
We took Cronan, and I looked it up, and they're like, "This is not recommended. This is not effective." I'm so sorry. Hold on. I'm fucking
retarded. Pretend I'm a boomer. What is this chat? Oh, like the Discord has its own. Oh, I see. Okay.
That's a medical record from the actual place.
Okay. I don't know how much amoxicillin is in this. I don't know what the dosing is even like for this. These are Cronan tablets.
The comment says it's not it's not recommended as the most effective. That doesn't mean it doesn't cure it.
And then it says Cronan tablets aren't proper treatment. It doesn't cure it. You can't stand it. Even with higher doses, you'll need a longer thing than 375 milligram tablets.
Okay, and I took it for like literally a week and a half.
Meaning you would need more than that for longer. Like you would need more milligrams, and this one wouldn't work. This goes alongside. Because I looked it up. It goes. I literally Googled it. This would go alongside another antibiotic. No, it would go alongside another antibiotic.
Wasn't I taking other antibiotics for my mouth?
Okay, no, this is trying to stop. Trying to do this is okay. First of all, when they're prescribing antibiotics, they're giving you an overkill dose because they don't want you to like take just enough to leave enough to survive and fuck your shit up. Okay, number one. Okay, number two. My understanding is chlamydia and stuff dies pretty easily. Like when I went to the hospital for this, I think they gave me a shot like one time or something, and that was it. Like you can just do like one thing. So I don't know if you need like a fuck ton, like weeks and weeks of antibiotics to cure chlamydia or gonorrhea. But also it could be that you never even had it, or it could be the other person had it, you didn't get it. It could be that you did have it, and maybe these might have cured it. But also, what the fuck? Who cares?
This okay. So I'm just like I'm not. Okay, I know this is. No.
I never had it.
No, I'll take it. Let me here, and I see the only issue I have is I'm not even like trying to do a bit here, but I
show your results. Show the positive results.
I feel so. In January, I started. I'm not okay. This is gonna sound like I'm fucking trolling, but I'm being dead serious. Okay. I was okay. So when I was peeing, it like stung, but I don't know if it's like from like dried cum, because like sometimes when I pee and there's like dried cum in the hole, it'll like push back, and it like hurts like shit.
Okay, yeah, okay. There's literally nobody can answer this question for you. I've had chlamydia one time, and I could tell like it was a general discomfort. The stinging sensation was different. It's like if you don't even have any idea, it's possible you just didn't have it and you just don't even know what it feels like. It's possible maybe you did have it and the symptoms are very minor for you, or who knows? Like you're not going to be able to symptomatically figure out if you had it or not without an actual test. I don't think that's possible.
You never got that.
Yeah, so there's no way that you're ever going to know the answer to that.
Okay, then we could shake hands and say, yeah, Xena never had chlamydia, and I never had chlamydia. I can say that.
Can you apologize and then never talk again? Can we just apologize and never talk again and just not have drama?
I will never apologize to you. You can go eat shit, you worthless human. Fuck you. I will never apologize. After all the shit after you went through my phone, took pictures of my phone without my consent, and then posted it in your little fucking gay ass Discord to have all your friends go and laugh at me, start talking about me having a snaggletooth, all this fucking weird shit. You can go eat shit.
But don't you do this about me? You've done this.
Hell no, what the fuck? I'm calling you a whore now because I have no respect for you at this point.
You tell me to kill myself. You literally do this all the time. So why is it bad if I do it? Why is it bad if I do it? There's multiple clips of you literally telling me no one will ever love me. I'm a piece of shit. I'm a whore. I should kill myself.
I don't care. Fuck you.
I made a joke about your snaggletooth once and I'm the bad guy, but you've done this multiple times. You've always publicly degraded me. You have always degraded me.
Cool. Keep saying it then. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to stop doing that. Fuck you. You suck.
And I said one thing bad. I said one thing bad, and you're crashing out that it was a bad thing.
Take my dick, nigga. Go fuck it yourself, bro. You literally went through my phone, and then you tried to accuse a girl of having herpes when you knew that was a joke. Like, go fuck it. Like you're a piece of shit.
I went through your phone, and then you asked me to be your girlfriend again, because we got back together after that, and we're publicly in a relationship again.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a retard. Yeah,
I broke into your house. I broke into your house.
And piece of shit person in my life. Yes. Newsflash.
I broke into your house and then you got back with me. Okay.
Yes, I'm retarded. Yeah, your guy was a retarded, disabled nigga. Good congrats. I'm fucking retarded. I'm dumb.
So that means you forgave someone. And you're holding.
Hey.
No, so you forgave someone and you're holding it over their head.
Fuck you! I know I'm not holding. I didn't know. I forgave. I didn't even forgive you. I just was like.
Why would we get back together if you couldn't forgive me? I don't understand. Why would you do that and say you forgave me?
Because
and then hold it over my head.
Because I forgot. You did. I did not forgive. No, I did not forgive you. Obviously, retard.
So you forgot but didn't forgive?
Yes, I forgot about it until you literally did things to bring it up again. Or would do things that maybe have to think about it again. That's literally always what it's been. I forgot stuff, but then you would do something retarded, and it would make me crash out on you because I'm like, oh, wow, this is the same thing that you did before, and now I'm still dealing with it. When you say, oh, I'm going to change. I'm going to not do this anymore. I'm going to get on meds. I'm going to get therapy. I'm going to do so much better. I'm going to be like a princess. And then I don't give a fuck.
Never got therapy.
Honestly, honest to God, with this thing, you're not on meds. I'm on Satara, so I'm tweaking a little bit.
I'm actually on meds. You're just on fucking Adderall because you're a junkie, so.
Okay.
But when I mention something you've done and I'm like, well, you did this before, you crash out on me and you say, I can't hold it over your head because it was the past.
I've done nothing that would make you, that would.
If I'm crashing out and I'm saying, for example, I'm like, you always tell me you're not talking to someone, and then you are talking to them.
You literally get bored and you just want to argue. I'm not even joking.
Nope. You told me someone you were just friends with was just a friend and there was no intimacy, right? Then when we break up and I'm with Sam, that's the person you had at your house that you had sex with. So yes, and you did that again, and I'm not allowed to hold that over your head. What? I'm not allowed to be upset by that, but you can be upset because of the bad things that I did that I was actively trying to redeem myself from.
Okay, yeah, you're a perfect person. I actually don't even know what the fuck you just said. You're a perfect person. I actually am just being mean to you, and you're just retaliating. I'm getting Uno reversed, so you win.
No, you literally are saying that I can't, like, that doesn't make sense. you can hold the past of bad things I did because you didn't forgive me. But then when I bring up something that I'm hurt from that you did, like telling me, oh, to kill myself multiple times, and I bring it up, you're like, oh, it's not, I won't do it, and da 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 da, and you can't blame me for the past. I don't understand. But how can you blame me for the past and I can't do the same?
I'm not getting back together with you, so I don't know what the fuck I care for having this conversation for.
Nobody was saying we were getting back together.
Then why the fuck am I having this conversation with you? I don't care. What the fuck?
Because you wanted to slander and make up lies, and then even when, and you only wanted to accept it because destiny.
I want to make up lies. I want to make up lies. I want to make up lies about what? I'm sorry. I accepted. I literally, before I was in this call, said it could have been. It's a possibility. I just really trust this person more than I trust your lying skank ass.
Right, but you're the one who's literally going behind people's back and fucking people and not telling.
You don't know anything.
I do, because you literally said it. You were in November having sex with someone.
I said verbatim, you don't know anything. I
Together.
said verbatim, you don't know anything. I said verbatim, you don't know anything, and you never will.
You were the one that was not honest. You were the one that withheld important things like that, while actively getting romantic and intimate with me again. Actively getting intimate and romantic with me again, and you did it.
Go, yes, go. I did everything wrong. I'm perfect. I'm so awesome. Darius, I always get used by my man. Fuck you, bitch. You suck. Eat shit.
Autism. I mean, he's the one that lied.
Yeah, I didn't lie. I'm
you
just
did.
not explaining anything to you because you're a psycho bitch.
You don't have to explain it. How it is explained?
Because no matter what I say, I could literally say verbatim. I had nobody. I blocked people.
You told me you weren't hooking up with anyone, and you were lying.
Because I wasn't.
But you did. You hooked up with someone, and you admitted it. And you didn't tell me you had any intimate situation with any other person when we started hooking back up and talking.
You don't know anything. You still don't know anything.
I do.
I do anything. No, you don't.
I do, because you lied.
You really don't.
You lied, Darius. You lied. You said it was November. Me and you were already back fucking and everything. You were already telling me then you weren't sleeping with other people, so you lied.
Okay.
You literally lied.
Okay.
And that means I was never wrong for my crash outs of thinking you were talking to people on the
side. Right,
yep.
As I say, yep, you're coping. It's all justification. Yeah,
that's
you're
not
right.
Cope, Darius.
You're a girl boss. Go ahead. Yeah, all right, it's fine.
Do we feel like we reached a conclusion here?
Yeah. So, well, I will just go with no chlamydia because I don't have proof during their time because I did not get a test, unfortunately. So it is. That's where we're at. All right.
Well.
And why doesn't Sam have chlamydia, by the way? Because he sent his stuff too. How come he doesn't have chlamydia?
Recently?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know about recently. I don't know if he got tested recently. I don't know about that at all.
What the fuck are you talking to me?
Because
what are you asking me?
How does he not have it? He didn't go to the dentist and take pills either. So.
Does he have it? I don't know if he still has it. I don't know if he doesn't have it. I don't know anything. I don't talk to him.
Point. Well, that's the point. You don't know anything.
Yeah, that's why I said I got.
You just wanted to believe something bad about me, and that's fine because you have hatred for me. But
because
you wanted to believe the worst possible thing about me. You wanted to believe the worst.
There's definitely worse. There's definitely worse I could believe about you. But I chose to believe that because that is very much. It sounds real, and they have their own STD test they had after we hooked up. And it sounded.
But you said they got it literally right after, and then even
wait,
when
I'm
Destiny
curious. Are you Darius? Are you allowed to damn me who this other person is? Just for my own curiosity. You don't have to if you want to keep a secret. Also, that's fine. There's no pressure.
Dude, are you like Dirty Mac, bro? You're not gonna like. You're not gonna tell. I trust you're not gonna tell her, bro.
No. I'm just curious. So because then I can tell you if I think I would trust her or not. But if I don't know the person at all, then you don't have to tell me anything. I don't leak. I don't leak either of your guys' information to either each other. So.
Okay. Do you trust this person?
I don't know. I don't even know who that is. So, which is probably better. So. I don't know who that is, right?
No, don't worry about it. It's like you're narrowing down the, like, don't worry about it.
Okay. Oh, good talk.
So,
So you guys gonna stop talking to each other, or?
We weren't talking this whole time. He was just slandering me online, and I wasn't fucking talking
dude,
bad about
I'm not
him.
even joking. Xena has been for like the last like 3 weeks during this breakup typing about me nonstop in her like
I've
Discord.
typed about my fucking past relationship
She
and how
even
I'm
made
hurting. I
she even
never
made
said
a
anything bad
Discord
about
server.
you.
And she even made a Discord server channel where she just vents about me, literally just like for like days, and like has everybody like just goes in there and shit talks me. This literally just for days.
That's not shit talking you. Saying I'm hurt, saying that it's hard
That's not
going
what
through
you're
what I'm going
saying.
through. That's not shit
You
talking.
you want to do like a read along? We could do a read
Go
along
ahead,
if you
because
want.
I'm not shit
It's
talking.
not
I'm
that.
not calling you a
You are
disgusting.
shit talking.
Like, dude, you're in my server with an alt.
I'm not. I get this from people.
Darius, you are. You admitted to it multiple times.
Shit just got super spicy. I just want a private chat about it, so it's not like out there to leakers who want to act like I'm sharing this info to make my ex jealous. Lumfow. Frankly, now that I know everything that I know, I just don't give a fuck anymore at all. I'm moving on and taking things to the next level before I sit here looking stupid, waiting or we're not done talking. Waiting or finding myself. Like to encourage that dude to go instead of get on Tinder, get a baddie. Like, okay, equal liberals by the way, but being super sexist. Lol. I fuck one person after being dumped and shamed online multiple times, and I'm a whore. But he fucked 3 to 4, and who knows how many others. So I started talking to this guy, and he's my age, 6'2", super muscular, talented as fuck, deep ass, sexy voice, ice eyes, dark long hair, sexy, professional, tattoos like a sleeve. I mean, 5'8" is good for me as well. I'm not against it at all, and don't think that's short. But she'll have this guy straight.
Shit. I don't understand how is that bad.
We can go.
We're not done. You sit online talking bad about me and then like gassing up other people. So what how is if I'm doing the same thing you do? How is that bad? I'm not talking bad about you.
You also insinuated that I'm a pedophile because I was talking because there was an 18 or 19-year-old girl on Tinder.
I didn't assume you were a pedophile, but I do say over 25 talking to 18 is gross, and I will always say that. Okay? Does that mean I'm calling Destiny a pedophile? Am I calling Destiny a pedophile because he'll hook up with a fucking 19-year-old? I don't agree with it.
Feel emotionally attached to him, but you do with me, so you feel like you want to attack me in any way you can to get a response.
Thanks for not calling me a pedophile.
Because you texted me mad about Sam being 22. Do I need to show that message too?
I wasn't mad.
You were like, I'm sure this 22-year-old boy can handle you. LOL.
Because I'm making a
22-year-old boy is good enough for you.
I'm making a joke about how you behave. I don't give a fuck that the nigga's 22. You act like you're like, oh, like age is such a big thing. Why are you talking to these 21-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 19-year-olds? I'm like, bro, it doesn't fucking matter.
18.
It doesn't fucking matter. And
I'm
you're
not
talking to
18-year-olds. 21 can drink alcohol, by the way. 21 can drink alcohol. You don't have to give an underage person alcohol.
Good thing you called him on his birthday. That's awesome. That's great. That's good. All right. Anyway, I'm going. Anyway.
He's 22 and 21. You could drink alcohol. So what? You were talking to a girl that was 22 at the same time. What? And
yeah, that's why I obviously don't think it's a problem.
Okay.
I'm reading these messages, bro. You are the worst.
So where am I talking shit? You're reading messages and nowhere am I actually talking shit. I talked shit once after you were obviously saying, this chlamydia bitch, this fucking whore, fuck her, hope she dies. Then I said, fuck him, he's got snaggle teeth. And like
I definitely did not do that beforehand, just so we're clear.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Right now, Darius, I was even talking about you on the stream. Right now, Darius lying, saying that he had chlamydia because he's been saying that on stream, and so I got tested to prove that I don't have chlamydia, and he's claiming that because we got dental work in Korea, something blah blah blah. So he's just making up assumptions, also lying. Blah 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 blah. I'm not reading.
Is this me slandering you still? Is this me talking shit?
Yes, ironically, but I'm not gonna do this so much.
I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying that you lied. That's not saying, oh, he's a dirty, disgusting man. He's a loser. He can't do any
like you want to be me so bad. She tried to fuck Ice and Nick. You're sitting here trying to expose a girl who literally did nothing like at all in this situation. Okay. By the way, you're just trying to you're just again attacking random people. This isn't even about me at this point. Sam gave me. It's like this is just like schizo. I'll just send it to Steven.
Why? I don't care.
But again,
I think you guys should both stop talking about each other. That's my perspective.
But you're saying I'm talking shit about you when I'm not. You're the one talking shit about me. I'm not calling you a disgusting loser, a fat loser, a pig, a nasty,
You have,
ugly.
and also
No, I
you
didn't.
you did in this message. You literally called me
I said
fat.
one message bad about you after you've been slandering me for fucking weeks and calling me out my name, dude.
When have I
I've
called
never
you
called you
fat?
ugly until that
I
day,
called
you
you.
fucking
I called
idiot.
you fat.
In all the crash outs we've had, I've never sat there calling you ugly and fat and snaggletooth and short or
Sorry,
any of that. I've
when do
never
I do
degraded
that?
you in that
Do I
way.
call you?
You've always degraded me, and the one time I do it, you're acting like I did
When do
such
I?
a bad
Sorry,
thing.
when do I degrade you?
Nigga, you're always calling me a whore, a skank.
I'm doing that now.
Crazy
Yes.
to try to, and then you add extra abortions, by the way. But you kept coming
Yes.
back to me. Yeah. Oh, 4 abortions.
Yes.
Oh, you're
Yes,
old.
you do
Oh,
have
this.
4 abortions.
That's
Yes,
not
you have
trying
4
to degrade
abortions under your
Nope,
belt,
I
and you're
didn't
trying to
have
talk
4.
about my exes, me having a bad ex versus you getting pregnant by a broke nigga, like 4 different times. Literally, a fucking dude that looks like a
Oh,
bug
and
had
I don't
sex with you and came into you, and he wants to join this call right
do.
now because he
That's what
wants
I'm
to talk
saying.
shit
So
about
you're
you.
not degrade. That's not who got me pregnant. What are you saying?
I don't
I got
care.
pregnant with
Everybody
Enzo,
gets
you
pregnant.
idiot, and it was 2. And again, so you add extra, right? But
Wait,
you're
who
not
wants to? Is
degrading.
there somebody? Is there somebody that needs to be dragged up in here? Is
You
that what
had
we're
sex
saying?
with ugly people. I had sex with one ugly person. Wow. I had sex with one ugly person. You had sex with a big fat cow.
Two
You
abortions.
literally
So was
had
it
sex
3
with your
abortions?
with a
So you
fat
did
lady
lie.
after surgery.
So you did lie when you said
Talk
your
about
dirty
it.
nasty. When you say your dirty nasty period draws to
No,
Anna
I
or
only
whatever.
had 2
You did
abortions
lie.
with
You did
Enzo.
lie.
With
You did lie.
Enzo.
No,
I
you had
said
2
you're
different.
adding
You
extra.
had
I
2
never
abortions.
said that.
Yeah,
No,
you
you're
just
trying
said
to
you would have
go.
said 3 abortions. You would have
With
said 3 abortions just
Enzo. I
now.
said verbatim with Enzo. With him. I got pregnant twice.
You.
That's 2 abortions. That's what I just said. From
Oh
him.
yes.
From
Well, where's the
Enzo.
third? Where's the third?
In total, did I say no? I said with Enzo. I said
No,
with
you did not.
Enzo.
You said 2 abortions.
You
You said
said
2
4.
abortions.
Because you said 4. I said check didn't get me pregnant. I said it was with Enzo.
It's
Pregnancy.
okay.
You
No,
said I got pregnant 4
it's
times
okay.
from a guy.
It's okay that you faked your
Oh my
abortion.
God. You
It's fine.
just
It's fine
said
to fake an
You
abortion.
just said
I forgot you
no, no,
never
no, no, no,
mentioned
no,
that
no, no,
too.
no, 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 no. You just said you let a broke nigga get you pregnant 4 times. I said
It's
2,
not, bro. That's even
and I
worse.
said 2. That was one guy 2 times.
Yeah,
That's what I said.
getting 2 abortions with the same broke nigga still ain't good, bro. And then you claim you got an abortion with me. That's even worse. Like, what the fuck are you
Ow.
talking about?
Why is it worse? I'm not gonna fucking have a kid with somebody like this.
Good. You haven't tried to get it all. You should get like a female vasectomy or something.
Oh, but I'm not. You're not degrading me still.
No, I am degrading you because I don't
do
like
this
you.
all the
I
time,
hate
and even
you.
now
I
I'm
think
not
you are a
doing
bad
it.
person.
You're the one always doing it.
Doing what?
And that you do this stuff, you degrade, you talk slander, you make up lies.
I'm sorry.
About me, and then you get mad when I crash out, and then it's, oh, she's so crazy, da 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 da.
Oh, I don't care. I don't
What?
care
How
anymore.
many times did you do that, and then text me, and then want to make up? Like, I don't fucking get it. I
Yeah,
don't
I know.
understand.
I'm retarded. I agree. I'm retarded. I take that.
Yeah, you're retarded. Then that's the only reason. You are a piece of shit. You played with me this entire fucking time. You played with my emotions. You never could commit right. You literally took me for advantage and you used me. You did. You're pathetic. You need my friends to live at your house because you
I
don't
don't need
fucking have
shit.
money.
I can go. I can
You
go
had to get
post
them
a
all to
rental
move in so that you could pay bills. You literally had to get them all to move in so you could pay your fucking rent.
I can go post online to get roommates if I want to.
But why didn't you? Ron told you to do it multiple times. Why didn't
we did?
you?
We actually
Made
did. We
excuses.
really did.
Right.
You know, we literally did.
Right.
Because we wanted to get more streamers in because that makes more sense.
Because you couldn't pay your rent on your own.
Aren't you literally stripping to make money?
No, I'm doing
Aren't you
only
literally selling your body? Aren't you doing the one thing you said you didn't want to do and you want to retire? You're a 30-year-old woman now having to sell your body for money.
Okay, and I'm making more money than you. And how many hours do you slave away on a computer begging for some fucking clips and you barely make 20 an hour?
Maybe I should go ahead and go on
How long have you been doing this? How long have you been doing this and you're still a broke ass nigga in your fucking 30s trying to fuck little 18-year-olds on Tinder? Yeah, bitch, I could go shake this ass because my ass still good, bitch. I can go on OnlyFans and make a bag because I still look good, bitch. 30 years old, but you looking real fucked up. You're broke, nigga. Broke as fuck. You couldn't even pay your mama's mortgage. I had to pay it. The phone you used, I bought it. The fucking PS5, I bought it. The clothes you wear, nigga, I bought it. All you were was a fucking user, broke ass boy, and I was basically a sugar mama for you. That's it.
That's dope.
Darius, do you want to go ban for fucking ban on everything we spent?
I
Look at the phone
sure,
you
I
using.
guess.
Who paid for
I
the phone you using? Who?
Yeah, look at the neck. Are you still wearing the necklace? Hold on, let me see.
I'm not wearing the
No,
fucking necklace. A $500 necklace, which I am
you
grateful
should throw
for.
it
I'm
out.
not taking that away.
You should throw it out. You should throw it out. Yes, you don't need it anymore. I'll throw the
I'm
phone
not
away if
throwing
you
it
throw
out
the
because I
necklace
like
away.
it. I'm not throwing it out. No.
Okay, well I'll replace the phone then, so that way you can stop
I
talking
don't
about
care
it.
what you do. The point is, you saying all that, you're trying to degrade me, but I did do all this. You were trying to act like I have no money because I went to a club twice, which I said
I don't know.
publicly.
I just
I've
know. It's
been on
just you. No, I'm
OnlyFans.
sorry. I'm
And
sorry. You brought up the money thing. I didn't bring up. I like literally.
you
I literally just was. I don't remember what I said actually. But there's a reason why I insulted you.
you went at me and said I was 30 at the club struggling for money or
Yeah,
something
because you
like
said
that.
something about me needing your
Because I
money.
said you couldn't pay your rent, which you publicly
Yeah,
admitted
which is a
multiple
money thing
times.
that you started. You started talking about money. You're the one.
Yeah, because you
Okay.
publicly talk about how broke you are
Oh,
constantly.
so it wasn't an insult. It was a fact. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so I'm just like, all right, thank you. I'm
But
glad you-
why is it so why are you acting mad that I'm insulting you back? I don't understand. How do you throw rocks at a bitch and get
I'm
mad?
not getting mad. I'm not getting mad.
How are you
I'm sorry.
throwing rocks at me and now you're crying because I'm turning around
I'm
slapping
not
you?
crying. I'm not crying. I'm just repeating
Okay,
it.
so you
You're
were
the one. You're the one that's like. So you're the one that's literally saying. You're the one that's literally saying. You're degrading me, and I'm not allowed to do this. You can do whatever you want. You can say whatever you like.
Well, now I degraded you by stating a fact instead of something about your character. I stated a fact about your finances,
Yeah, I said the
you
fact that
and
you
then
wanted
you
to
went at
retire
me. You
OnlyFans, and
went
then
at
you
me
lost
about my
KCIP, you
age
lost
and my
verification,
look to
and you
try to
lost all your
make the
money, so
claim.
you started selling your body again.
I never stopped. We had OnlyFans together. Like, what do you mean? When did I stop? We were making videos actively the entire time in Japan.
Is that how you cope?
When did I stop selling them?
Well, we were in a relationship. You actually stopped posting because you didn't want to do it
On
anymore. You like
OnlyFans?
KCIP.
No, I've been doing OnlyFans the entire time. Where do you think all my money? My money was from Kick and fucking OnlyFans.
Okay, this is all right. Yeah, you're right.
What are you saying? Hey, yo, who in my chats actually subscribed to OnlyFans? Did I ever stop posting content from October until February?
You
Or did
did.
it just slow
You
down?
literally had to
Or did
You
I just
literally had
slow
to stop
down?
paying. You literally had to stop paying your promoters because you weren't getting traffic. Like, what?
That's not true. I
Yes, it
literally took
is.
a pause. I took a pause and I
Why
went
are
to the
you lying to
POC.
me,
Because I
dude?
went to
I
the
can't.
POC.
Here's the thing. I
How are
don't
you
like.
trying to say anything when I have money and you don't? Like, you're trying to act like I can't pay
I
my
don't
bills
think
when
that.
I
I don't
can.
think. I'm paying my
Yeah.
bills literally right now.
Between
What are you talking
October and
about?
December, because I was traveling, I told my friend Becca, hey, I don't want to run my account. I don't want to pay extra money when I'm not promoting it enough to get more traffic. Then when we were in Japan, I was already doing it again. That's why I was posting the pictures from Korea and I was getting all my traffic back and been posting it. It's all on
And
my
who?
Twitter. So I have
Sorry.
to
And
promote
who
it.
took all those pictures from? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you took them. So you know
Yeah,
that I
I
was
was like,
doing
because
OnlyFans.
when you do OnlyFans, it's because I was helping you, you stupid bitch. Like that's what I'm saying. And you wanted to do it. We wanted to do it with us, and then now that we're not together anymore, now you're
Okay.
stuck here doing it alone.
So that's
There's
all
not.
you
There's
were trying to say is that I'm doing OnlyFans alone, not that I was doing OnlyFans.
no. I'm saying that you literally did not want to do this because you didn't
Yeah,
want to sell your
I
body
say that
anymore,
every
and
day.
now you're
I
doing
don't
it,
want to do
and
OnlyFans. I'm not
you're trying to
into
make
it.
me feel
But
like I'm embarrassed. I'm doing what I love, and I'm not doing what I'm doing. But you don't like what you're doing, and you feel disgusting every time you're doing it. But I feel
that's a
fine
fact.
just streaming, doing nothing all day.
Yeah, I don't like doing OnlyFans. I don't like it. I've
Yeah,
said that multiple times.
so that was an insult
But
to
I'm
show that
gonna
I'm
pay
better
my
than
bills.
you.
I'm gonna
Because
make a
I'm happy
bag.
with my life and that you're sad with your life, but you have money.
How are you happy with your life? You crash out every day.
I crash out because you exist still in it. That's
Nigga, you crash
not
out about
existing.
multiple things. Like you're not happy with your life. You got shit going on in your family too that you're not happy with. You
Well,
talk about it all the time on stream.
I'm talking to a beautiful woman. I'm
You
talking
talk
to a
about all
beautiful
your
woman.
struggles. Like now you're happy with your
I
life?
have issues.
Okay.
No, I am happy. I feel pretty optimistic about the future.
Yeah, me too, except for you lying on my name and doing all that shit that you just didn't have to do. And we could have both just did our own
That's
thing
cap.
and not
That's
had
cap.
a drama.
You're literally in your Discord crying about how you can't get over this.
I never said I wanted to get back with you, and I didn't say that in my Discord either.
Okay.
I said that I'm hurting from things, and I expressed what I'm hurting with and how it affects me interacting with a new person that I've taken interest with, and it's hard to interact. Yes, I'm going to talk freely.
Sorry, people keep asking in chat, what is this? This is content. Are we good? We figured it all out? Are we all settled
Yep,
away.
I'll get a restraining order on you. I hope the worst for you, and follow
Okay,
through.
and by that you'd have to prove recent times of me harassing you, calling me, and you have no proof of any of that since we've been in been back together multiple times. Um, excuse you, you've been on the internet slandering me all this time.
I
So
think
guess
he,
who can press charges on you?
I think he
I
left.
haven't been doing that, retard.
I think
No,
he.
I don't care.
Oh, okay.
What's logical with a restraining order? You have to prove someone's harassing you, right? He's been the one online talking about me. I haven't been fucking raging out about this guy, calling him, texting him, been to his house, none of that. Even when my friends had an event, I told them, let's not do it at the house, let's do it somewhere else, because I was allowed to go there since they lived there. They were like, oh, come, let's just have fun, let's make content, don't do drama. I said, let's change the location to make it easier for both parties. Who's harassing who? I did not. I can sit in my Instagram and say I'm hurting and be like, damn, I really love this person and I feel like he treated me like shit. Like, what?
All right. Well, listen.
He posted himself for being cheating? Yeah, he definitely cheated.
I feel like you guys should.
Oh, yeah, wait, make a poll. Make a poll. Who won? Make a poll. Who won? That's so fucking pathetic.
I think you guys should stop talking to each other and about each other.
He just needs to stop lying about me. Like the STD stuff. That's it.
Okay.
Beyond that, it's fine. Like, I don't care. We both are talking to new people. We shouldn't have to have this thing where people are sending clips or bringing up lies like STDs and health issues that never happened.
Okay, that's fair.
It took you to literally agree and say another plausible like possibility for him to be like, you know what? You're right. That's insanity. And that's, I mean, obviously, yeah, that's hurtful because I was with this person, but that's insanity.
Yeah, I guess. I don't
So if I go vent about how I felt from this situation to my community, oh, you're being toxic to me, you're hurting me. Like, I don't, am I not getting something?
You guys should just stop talking to each other, okay? That's the just
We
stop
don't
talking to
talk.
each other. Stop
We both
talking about
have
each other.
blocked.
Both of you
We
should
both
stop.
have
Yeah,
each
but
other
stop
blocked.
talking about. Well, yeah, but you're both showing up here to litigate this drama or whatever. So I feel like I believe in you guys, okay? To not talk about each other as well, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Good luck. Be careful. Jesus Christ. Okay, wait, just a quick question before we do our Trump daily prayer, because we definitely need some Jesus now.